grew up the hard way. Maybe not harder than some, but harder than most. I realized early on, we all have a basic choice. To be a fighter, or to be a victim. It's all about your attitude. For the victim, everything that comes to them is either a blessing or a curse. The fighter sees only opponents, and a fighter needs worthy opponents. I never heard of a great champion or a leader that's had it easy, had everything handed to them. Greatness gives no free passes. It is earned with blood, sweat, and courage in the face of unwinnable odds. Because we all break at some point. Then we pick ourselves up and put ourselves back together. That's how we get stronger. So you don't have it easy? Good. You're not a victim. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
400 trillion to 1. When you understand that math, how can't you live your life? That's how rare it is to be a human being. And what are you waiting for? Like, you've been given this ridiculous triple miracle. Like, you're literally more likely to win the lotto 10 times in your life than actually have a life. So I ask you, my friends, with this one life, you're gonna sit on your couch and dwell? You're gonna be upset about some shortcoming? You're gonna be upset about that thing that happened last week that fucked you up? I'm asking you, I'm promising you, please take this swing. Make this at bat. I am so tired of people stopping because their uncle critiqued them, or their mom made fun of them along the way, or their girlfriend doesn't think that they can do it. You've got one at bat, 400 trillion to 1. Please do something about it. We are living through the greatest era to be alive ever. Yes, there's stuff. I got news for you. There's always stuff. But when you take control of your at bat, when you put it all on yourself, when it's your fault and your wins, when you own it, that's when it starts happening. So please, please squeeze the shit out of your one life.
What is up, guys? You're watching the Onnit Invitational 5 live from the Onnit Academy here in Austin, Texas. inside 10th Planet Austin. I'm joined with part one of my commentary crew tonight, Brandon McCatherine. What's up, Brandon?
Not too much. Really glad to be here.
We're also joined with none other than the UFC bantamweight champion, one of the best fighters in the world, Cody No Love Garbrandt. Cody, how you doing today, brother?
I'm doing great. It's an honor to be here as well. I'm excited for some of these fights and matchups. Let's get it going.
I can't be more excited for these matches tonight, man. We're going to open it up with two kids tonight, two super fights, Sergio Guajardo and Nathan Suarez. These kids, I think if you blink, you're going to miss the match. It's going to be so exciting. Man, we got guys from all over the country. We got guys from California. We got guys from Louisiana. Man, if you don't know anything about the Onnit Invitational, if this is your first time tuning in, we're having 6 super fights tonight, and we're also going to have 2 tournaments, 2 8-man tournaments. We have a 125-pound tournament and a heavyweight tournament. So we have the flyweights and the heavyweights. So we had to show them some love. We've had the 55ers, we've had the lightweights, but tonight it's all about the flyweights and it's all about the heavyweights. Guys, I mean, we've been talking about these matches before we started. I mean, what do you think, Brandon?
Well, I think we got some pretty heavy hitters here, some guys that have been on the big stages as far as the grappling community is concerned. You got Adam Sachinov, who's been actually at Abu
EBI
Dhabi.
vet.
He's
Yeah, Abu Dhabi.
ADCC vet and EBI vet, so he's been on the big stages. We've got guys who've done this tournament before and have won it, like Chance Bro, and then Lucas Valente, who was a runner-up here.
Who's doing EBI 13,
and
right?
Lucas is on the upcoming EBI card, that's right. And then you've got some guys who are kind of lesser known and trying to make a come up. So it's a pretty exciting card, and there's a lot at stake. There's $1,500 to the winner guaranteed in each bracket, and then they got the opportunity to win $1,500 more dollars. So the winner could walk out of here with $3,000.
Guys, I think we're about to start, so let's give attention to Curtis Hembroff, head instructor, 10th Planet Austin, Texas.
Welcome back to Onnit Invitational. We're very excited to bring you Onnit Invitational 5 at Onnit Gym ATS. Welcome everybody to our home. Just a quick breakdown of what's going on. We have a couple super fights, a couple brackets, and a whole lot of fun. If you're thirsty, we got drinks over here. If you want apparel, we got it up front. Please use your coupons. I'm Curtis, the referee. This is Chauncey, the other referee. Over here we have Andrew Craig. He's the brains behind this whole operation. And we're gonna ask the front row to help out. So if the athletes come practicing into you guys, do your best not to injure yourselves. But yeah, just watch out. It's gonna be exciting. You guys ready to do this? In the blue corner, over here, introducing first, Nathan Suarez.
All right, guys, this is our first super fight of the night. We're leading off with 2 savages, 2 10-year-olds. These kids have actually had, I think, 3 other meetings before this one tonight. So, Nathan Suarez, he's a yellow belt out of Fight Factory here in Corpus Christi, and Sergio Guajardo is out of Ohana and actually trains here at the Onnit Academy here in Onnit. So these guys, no stranger to each other. They're gonna, I think, easily could steal the show. But let's watch, man. This is gonna be super exciting. I always love watching the kids, their matches here at these Onnit Invitationals. Typically, their fight of the night. You'll see.
And in the red corner, Sergio Guajardo.
Sergio, the natural Guajardo.
I was watching this kid train the other night.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I like him. He's full of like spunk, dude. He's got a lot of game.
This is his house. If you saw the promo he made earlier, this is his house.
All right,
So,
little
Sergio-
audience coming in. Look at the
Yeah.
kids in, having fun.
I'm
enjoying
digging it.
That's great.
Joey-
I actually spoke with Nathan earlier in another room, and he, super excited. It's great to see these kids at, 10 years old. He said he's been training for 3 years now. It's the second and third competition out here. It's been great for get this young to be able to have this stage. Look at it. It's amazing. Having fun and enjoying. This was all about having fun and enjoying the journey.
This kid Sergio, check this out. He has 149 gold medals, 16 silver medals, 18 bronze medals, 14 championship belts, and 5 swords. He's doing work.
I have to borrow one of those.
All right, so this is going to be our first super fight, and this one's going to be 3 overtime rounds, but it's going to only be 6 minutes. So the action's going to start off right away.
Shoots a double right off the bat.
Sergio in the purple rash guard, and we have Nathan in the teal rash guard here.
All right. Oh, Suarez.
Nice
tried to
pass.
invert.
Nice pass by Suarez. Ooh, nice
Man, straight
triangle.
into the mount.
I was slick.
So there he goes.
Guajardo
I was going to say on
with
that
strong
inversion.
top pressure. All right, now Guajardo's
Yeah,
playing bottom
he's-
now. He's
he's
looking for that
missed it,
triangle
though.
here.
He's missed it, though. He made his jump just a little too early, a little
He's-
too aggressive.
These kids are so familiar with each other's game. It's going to be fun. They're definitely going for the transitions, going for the kill here.
That's some pretty aggressive
Oh, it's
passing.
super aggressive, yeah.
Yeah. Neither one of them has opened their mouth to take a deep breath yet.
Great to be
He
young.
tried the same play on him again.
Guajardo with the top pressure, relentless.
Oh, little headbutt there.
Suarez really calm playing. He's really comfortable playing this bottom position. And he's also super active from the bottom here. So he can set up a lot of different attacks. Ooh,
He
nice
tried to
back
jump in
step.
on a leg lock there.
Nice.
I don't think leg locks are legal here for the kids.
Well, if they're not,
Pretty
here he
sure
goes.
they're not.
They can even if the leg locks are illegal, you can still use the positioning to pass.
Oh, nice.
Let's see
Guajardo
what he
with
makes happen
really
from
good
here.
pressure here. Nice guard retention for Suarez.
He tried to jump guard on him. So he's got an overhook there. He might try to play him a little rubber guard there, especially being from a 10th Planet Academy. It could be something he sees on the regular. Suarez jumping in on an ankle lock there. They're definitely not allowed to do twisting.
No,
locks.
definitely no twisting locks.
But he doesn't really have the position. And as tough as
If I could see Sergio's or Guajardo's face right now, it's probably pretty calm.
yeah,
He looks pretty comfortable here.
really in order to create the pressure that he wants to submit that foot, he needs to get that
He's
right
out,
leg up
man.
under the bottom.
Nice escape for Guajardo.
Great composure from both athletes tonight.
Super great. Yeah, no, they've been on the big stage before. You know, fight to win, Texas submission winner. They've been on these stages before. So, just imagine these kids in 10 years. Animals.
Hopefully I'm retired by now.
It's interesting to watch how they're both already developing into the style. Like a
So
lot of times your
technical.
style can be indicative of your personality as well. You know, so you see one's the calm, relaxed guard player, and one's the aggressor trying to
Aggressive
jump
pass,
onto
yeah.
passes from the outside. So he's trying that same pass,
Yeah, great
trying to jump
matchup.
that pass every time.
Now,
Oh, he looked for an
Now
arm
Suarez
lock there.
playing
He's looking
top
for an
here.
arm lock. He's got an inverted triangle.
Guajardo with the triangle here. Let's see if he can finish.
He's got it locked up.
That was slick.
You're gonna need some real technical precision to finish
he's
it from
coming
that
up.
angle.
He's coming for redemption. I was talking to his dad earlier today, and Guajardo's coming for redemption here. He's coming for the kill.
So neither man really has an effective choke in this position. It's basically just two headlocks for the most part. Now, yeah, the lock is not tight enough. The one that Guajardo is putting together.
Now
is not
Guajardo
quite
looks
tight
like
up.
he can get on
now
top
he can
here.
start to do something.
Yeah, now he has an opportunity
So
to
has it locked.
to apply more pressure. So we have 2 minutes left, and it's been nonstop. Did I tell you if you blinked, you're going to miss the match?
So Suarez looks like he's trying to wrap the head again, maybe reverse the position, which is what just happened to him. But might be a good idea there for Guajardo to start to isolate an arm and use this position
Right, yeah.
to start to look for
He's
a
starting to
Kimura
right now,
double
yep.
wrist lock kind of game. Here he goes. Here he goes now. He's got it.
Looking like he's
He taps him.
setting up.
Very
Guajardo gets the
impressive.
submission with about a minute and a half left. Congratulations, Sergio Guajardo. Winner by Kimura.
Sergio Guajardo.
Way to start it off.
Yeah, one submission, one match. I think we'll see a lot of submissions tonight. That's my opinion. Thank you. But I don't think that's the last time we'll see these kids matched up with each other again. We'll see another opportunity. Great first match in the books.
That is not what I was doing when I was 10 years old. I'll tell you that. I was hiding from bullies under a table reading encyclopedias.
Now our next match, guys.
Match 2.
First of all, this isn't. We have a teenager on the card. Several teenagers. Brandon Gutierrez, fighting out of here in Austin. Rabati purple belt, and Caleb Johnson fighting out of Ethos BJJ. Okay, so first of all, I saw Brandon Gutierrez flying armbar a black belt at the Onnit World Open. The kid's a gangster. Really, really high level. Just 19 years old. I mean, Caleb's 23, brown belt, very accomplished. This is going to be a really exciting match. I think we'll see Brandon play a lot of top pressure, and at least what I'm assuming he's going to play a lot of top pressure. Probably go for something really exciting right off the bat. But these guys, really, really competitive, high level, compete all the time. All the time.
In the red corner.
I should mention that Caleb Johnson, if you follow him on Facebook, he's self-proclaimed meme god. Whether you know that or not, follow Caleb Johnson. Brandon Gutierrez looking game. So we have Caleb in the purple rash guard, and we have Brandon Gutierrez in the teal rash guard.
This kid's special. This Gutierrez kid is special, man.
Yeah, he fought in the 155-pound Onnit Invitational 4, and he made it to the second round, but did really, really high level, just for 19 years old.
I'm very anxious to see this match. This is one of the ones I was really looking forward to coming in.
So again, this
Straight
match,
to an arm drag.
3 overtime rounds potentially, 6 minutes in duration. Caleb sitting down for guard.
Gutierrez already passed the guard. Knee to the belly. He's already looking for a spinning arm lock. He's got it.
Nice escape for Caleb.
Nice.
Brandon already showing he's willing to throw heat. I'm sorry, Gutierrez already showing he's willing to throw heat straight
Coming
out the
out
gate.
Oh, yeah. He's coming out firing for sure.
A lot of times that can be a tactic just to get the guy a little bit cautious.
Nice. There you go.
Oh, Gutierrez looking for a back take here. Now they both stand up.
Arm drag, and he's got a had a look
Oh,
at the
Caleb
back
sits back for an ankle lock here. He needs to
Caleb's
put
got
that foot on the hip and keep him away. He needs to apply that right foot on his hip.
Yeah, that's a position that is typically referred to as ashigarami. He wants to lead it into the leg with that heel. He switches off to a bit of a modified X guard with an overhook there. Gutierrez tried to kick out on the opposite side, but didn't find any success.
He went for his grips right away. He went for Caleb's grips so he can't finish, sit back for that leg lock. That's one of the ways you can defend these leg locks is by attacking your opponent's grips. I mean, you have to do anything you can to keep them close to you, whether it's by the collar or by the wrist or the arms, because you have to keep that closeness.
Same
you can't
pass again. So he hit him with it right out the gate, missed it the second time, and hit him with it again. He runs with the knee on belly. Same sequence. This time, instead of Johnson pushing the knee, he tries to frame against the neck, and that saved him from that spinning arm lock. So you'll see Gutierrez checks the head a couple of times.
It's got long limbs, very long arms.
He reaches out and he kind of tests the tension in the hit, you see?
Yeah.
He tests the tension in the head. How's Johnson going to react to that?
Got some grip fighting going.
It's okay.
Brandon wants that arm bar.
Right into a leg entanglement. All the way to the back. Oh, he dives
nice
over.
back take for Gutierrez.
He's there. He's got
Wow,
it.
that was
All right, let's see
smooth.
what happens from here. He's
Little
riding
high.
a little
Yep.
high.
Nice escape for Johnson.
That was gentlemanly.
Yep.
I'd have probably tried to rip his
Yeah.
leg off right there.
Take it home with me.
Gutierrez really, really good at those scrambles. Johnson was really crafty about evading the back take, but Gutierrez was really, he hopped on that back super fast.
He floated with him real well in the
Yeah.
transitions and the scrambles, and just got a little high. Needed to reset.
Well, and it was that aggression and that speed, though, that lost the back position for him. That's what allowed Johnson to. He tries that same pass again. He's looking for a darce as he passes, too. He's attacking the head.
Right. pass and attack. I like this guy's style.
Yeah.
Top pressure's great. Gutierrez.
Johnson's in on a
Nice
good leg
guard
lock there.
retention
That's
for Johnson.
that's not a bad leg lock attempt here. So now we're into the 50-50 guard. This can be a tricky position if you're not familiar with leg locks, and a lot
Both
of
of
people
these kids
will
are-
use it to stall.
Yeah, they actually both compete in the gi pretty regularly, so they're both very familiar with the 50-50 position.
Well, when heel hooks are legal, the 50-50 position takes on a brand new sense of danger. It's no longer a sweeping or almost sweeping, advantaging position. It's a position of murder. It's a position to take a man's leg off. Like this.
Gutierrez sits back for that heel hook.
Man, he went after that aggressively.
Yeah, notice Johnson focusing on the grips of Gutierrez.
That's a good look at it. He's got a good look at it.
Nice knee bar to a heel hook transition for Gutierrez.
Man.
A lot of submission
Keeps
attempts
attacking,
already.
Great
We have
transition.
just over 2 minutes left in our second super fight of the night. We've seen submission attempt after submission attempt so far.
Most of the offense will really, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Nice inside heel hook for Gutierrez.
Kept switching up the attacks, healed it, and finally got it. Finally paid off for him.
Definitely got a little tweak out of the knee there against Johnson. He's gonna be feeling that for a couple of days. That inside heel hook.
You're almost at game over at that point. It's hard to
such a
defend those inside heel
devastating-
hooks. Yeah.
Such a devastating leg lock. Really one of the more powerful, maybe the most powerful leg lock in all of grappling is that inside heel hook. When you do it from the 50-50, it's hard for the guy to roll out because you have control of his hips. You know, you're both in the same position. You both have a look at the same exact offensive positions. But
Guys,
First
this
one
next
there
match
wins.
is going to lead off our flyweight division. We have Mikhail Craig out of 10th Planet Austin, and we have Oren Nova, purple belt out of Strong Arm MMA and Dark World Jiu Jitsu. Mikhail actually trains here at 10th Planet Academy under Curtis Hembroff, has some striking backgrounds. He has an amateur MMA record, competed in Onnit World Open. He's done some fight to wins. He has a lot of pressure, clinch basing, base games. He has a lot. He uses a lot of his MMA abilities in grappling. Cody, if you want, I know you obviously you're doing great things in the UFC. So, what type of grappling style do you think is best fit for a UFC fighter? What types of submissions do you think are more common in the UFC typically?
Obviously, a lot of someone that's heavy on the head. Just to threaten those attacks from the wrestlers shooting in. Sets up everything, back kicks. I like to go to the head. Front headlock, snap around, take the back, hooks in. Holdsworth's really good with that transition of snapping and pulling and going.
Holdsworth's one of the best.
Amazing.
At that.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. That's something that he transitions well to from MMA Jiu-Jitsu, like we were talking about earlier.
that entire alpha male team, all you guys are renowned for your front headlock positions, your chokes, darces, anacondas, arm and guillotines, all of that.
Yeah, got to fight the hands definitely out there.
So here's an interesting note for those of you that are watching on the screen. It's going to say Herrera, but he wants us to call him Oren.
He has a stage
Nova.
name.
His name is Oren Nova. So if you hear me say Herrera, don't yell at me, Oren. I'm doing my best. All right, we're going to have a little wrestling tie-up here.
So this is our first match of our flyweights, and this match is going to be 6 minutes long. So, and we have one overtime potentially in this first round matchup.
So yeah, this is the 125-pound bracket. Oh, okay. Mikhail starting to look on this far side Kimura. So when they're in this position here, the Craig has his right butterfly hook stuffed, and Nova is really trying to push that through. If Craig can bring his right knee in this position a little closer to him than it is now and try to keep that Nova's left arm on the outside so that he can control the inside position, he can really throw some good offense here. But as long as Nova can keep that right butterfly stuffed back a little bit, then he's really playing the offense there, as you can see.
I feel like Craig wants to set up his rubber guard.
He's going to have to escape his hips a little more.
Right.
He's going to have to free that right knee if he wants to launch any sort of closed guard, half guard, like traditional guard style attacks. But from this position, there's plenty of offense. There's plenty of sweeping opportunity. There's a far side Kimura there. As long as Craig stays on his side, he can have an opportunity to see that. And do you see how now Craig starts to push the head and the hips to the same side? That's a great tactic to stop a guy from passing. Just strong arm that, and now you can recover your position. Just
Now
like
we got a
that.
stand-up battle. Craig in the red jersey, the red rash guard, those really, really nice limited edition Onnit Invitational hypnotic rash guards. And we have Nova in the teal rash guard. Ooh, Nova
Man,
shoots
he's
in
in
for a
on him.
double leg.
Got it.
Nice
Nice
double leg
takedown.
takedown for Nova.
And again, he goes back into that same position. So you see, he favors this style of pass here, looking to stuff that butterfly hook and turn it into a half guard passing position. He actually plays a pretty heavy pressure game.
Now Craig
for a
wants to
smaller
set up
guy.
that rubber guard. It's exactly what he wanted to do.
But as long as Nova keeps pressing down on that, you see, Craig is starting to be forced to let that position go because of the positioning, the inside control on the far side of that guard. Craig now keeping a straight arm, a stiff arm, framing out over there. But he's starting to flatten out to his back now, which is usually a recipe for getting your guard passed.
You know, there's an incentive here to get a submission. So, you know, we're almost halfway through this first match here, and, you know, there's only one overtime round. So it's these competitors do have
He's looking at a knee bar
incentives
here,
for
actually.
submission.
So check this out. Nova is driving you see the way he catches the top side leg there with his foot, with the bend of his knee, and then he drives his hip. We call that a dog bar, a reverse knee bar sometimes. Puts the pressure,
Really, really strong
on
pressure
the
for
knee.
Nova here.
forces the pass. Craig forced to alleviate the pressure, which opens up the pass attempt a little deeper.
Again, if you're watching the broadcast online, it says Herrera. He doesn't want to be called Herrera. He's called Nova. So he has a stage name. Nova applying really, really, really strong top pressure.
Craig
now
again
they're
with a
sitting
nice
back up.
frame.
Single leg.
Come up on a
Nice.
single and back to the feet again.
Just under 3 minutes, about 2.5 minutes now into this first matchup.
Small movement, work your game from here. Is that the second?
Yeah, so
Little
now
reset.
they reset in the middle of the ring, because now you see, obviously if you're watching online, you see this place is pretty intimate. We're inside 10th Planet Austin, Texas here, and the spectators here are right on top of the mats, literally right on top of the mats. So we could see somebody go into the audience. Hopefully not, but could happen.
Interesting clinch work from both guys here. Craig looking to play with that. See, he's got that underhook on the right side. Nova chooses to pull guard. He's looking to get underneath the legs here. All right, now he's got a decent.
Now Craig's
there
gonna
we
look to
go.
pass.
Nice reversal. Really nice reversal there.
You notice Nova's not letting him separate. He's not letting Craig separate from him. He's definitely keeping his hips under control. He's not letting Craig get any distance.
That's the mark
create
of an
any
excellent
separation.
grappler.
Yeah.
It's all about that connection. Now Craig has some rubber guard potential here because of the freedom that he has on this stuffed butterfly side. We call this position New Jersey. Well, actually, if the hand was trapped, we would call it New Jersey. He needs to get that far side hand trapped to the mat, and now he does have it trapped, decides to let it go instead.
Just under a minute.
Nice.
Nova
Beautiful
That
pass.
was open.
You know, you could really tell that was his that was Craig's weak side guard
Right.
by the way he played it and the way that Nova stepped around it on the outside, keeping the hips tight now.
Yep, grind him in the mat.
Yeah.
I see Nova likes the inverted arm triangle. He could be setting up something far side arm with that maybe a Kimura Americana.
I'm pretty impressed by Nova's game, honestly.
Yeah, really
I really
impressed so far.
like the way he passes the guard. He's forcing a turtle here, keeping the knee right on.
Nope.
Nice back
Exposes
take
the
here.
back. It's not quite
the
there
hook's
yet.
Nope.
Yeah. Could have a leg lock opportunity right there. He's going to bail on it.
Yeah, you got to sit up under that inside knee.
Go.
All right, we're going to overtime, kids.
So we're in overtime now. There's only, like I mentioned earlier, there's only one overtime round, and you either win by fastest escape time or by submission. So there's two ways to win.
Yeah, so if there's a submission and so it kind of works like baseball, the top and the bottom of the inning, right? So right here it looks like Craig is going to start. You get to choose from either the back position or the arm lock position, something in the 10th Planet system we call the spider web position. Craig chooses to go with the back.
This is where you might see some of the preparation from the competitors, how often they trained under this rule set, what type of positions they worked from, if they worked a lot of back escapes. Because this is obviously a part of the plan now. If you're going into overtime, you have to be faced with either one of these positions.
Craig doing a good job here. He's playing that single hook control, and you see nowadays a lot of guys tend to favor that single hook control. Craig looking to stuff that far side hook in, but that when you try to throw that far side hook in, it tends to throw you off the top. As you can start to see, he's starting to lose his connection and ride a little high.
Just post that free hand, and he'll settle back in.
That's right. A lot of guys, a lot of the really high level back players will leave that hook on the same side as the single hook there when they're chasing like this.
Now he's super off.
He's got to
see if he chases how he rides high.
If Nova's hips move, Craig's hips have to move.
He's losing the connection.
Yeah,
now.
he's
and it's because
really
he's chasing that far hook.
Yep.
You see.
But as long as he maintains that over under that Kimura grip, they're not going to stop it, right?
Nice control.
As long as he can keep the connection between his chest and his opponent's back. He's looking all ready to switch off. He's already starting to bail because of the loss of position, the loss of that connection by chasing that second hook. So something to go back and look at, go back and study if you're a grappler and you're watching matches like this. When you see that far side hook being thrown aggressively, that's the time when the back starts getting lost. You can reference something like
do we have a time for that? Sorry.
Yeah.
What
was the time again? 82 seconds on the ride time.
Just over a minute. And now we have Nova electing to take the back on Craig.
So Craig's keeping him stacked up here. That's a good tactic to you're not going to escape like that usually.
No.
But you can force a guy to maybe make an error.
Or just to, use more of your weight, right?
I think he's getting it locked up.
Yeah, Nova's.
Now he's got that arm trapped. He almost had that arm trapped. Now
he's going to flatten.
If he flattens him out, it's really tough for Craig here.
Nova's back control.
Nova's
okay. Now
really
this
great
is
with
interesting.
On the hips.
When you're on the back, you really want the bottom side hook. Really becomes the most important hook, right? But it definitely can be. He's going to try some kind of arm in choke, maybe.
Craig needs to get his hips on the mat. He needs to get his head on the mat.
But he's surviving. It's a grindy.
This is going to be a close. If Craig can get out here, it's going to be close.
He's not out yet. He is not out yet. He's still in danger here. He's got to clear that leg, but there's still an opportunity for Nova to reestablish the connection.
And he's out. That was close. Wow.
All right. So that was a 73-second escape, and so Craig's actually going to win that match.
That was a very, very close match.
9 seconds. Wow. Awesome. So Craig advances in the 122-pound bracket. That was a really good match, man.
Yeah. Very even match. I liked it.
Wow.
First overtime match of the night, too.
Second match of the 125-pound bracket.
Right. Cody, have you seen these overtime rules before?
No, this is my first.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love this overtime set, man.
Our second match of the flyweight division leads us with Cy Landry. Cy Landry, 27, out of Lockport, Louisiana. He's actually a black belt under Tim Crater, Crazy Tim Crater, and Derek Bro, on BJJ Revolution black belt. And Jeff Ulrich, a purple belt under Jacob Montalvo at Harlingen Jiu Jitsu Club. So these guys, very evenly matched, both 127, 130. So we're going to see some really, really exciting transitions here, I think. We'll see a lot of really good exchanges. Again, 6 minutes for this first round matchup, one overtime round.
Landry.
Purple belt versus black belt. So on paper, it's a big mismatch, but we'll see what happens when the rubber meets the road.
Jeff wearing the teal rash guard. Cy wearing the purple rash guard.
Landry.
Landry seems to be the smaller of the two.
Both
for
guys
sure.
ready to go. I feel like we'll see a submission here before the regulation. These guys have a lot of energy.
Yeah, Curtis always screams war.
Especially Ulrich. He looks like he's really, really just high energy. He's a former NCAA collegiate swimmer, so he's got a lot of good conditioning under his belt.
He's a real athlete.
Yeah, really
interesting.
accomplished athlete.
That's an interesting skill set to have, and maybe transfer into grappling. When Eddie Bravo, when my coach was getting ready for his match with Hoyler Gracie, one thing that he really pushes is swim sprints as your conditioning work.
I remember that. Yeah.
And he's been pushing it on us.
It worked well for him.
Oh, great shot. Excellent work. Landry.
I saw Ulrich posting the playing this
Landry's
bottom
in,
guard now.
Landry's in on a shoulder lock attempt already. Oh, if he can get that right, he's looking to throw that right leg over.
Now
Sets
he's
up a
looking
triangle.
for a triangle for Landry
This
here.
is not looking good for Ulrich.
Ulrich needs to get his posture up really quick. You notice Landry's not pulling on that shin. He needs to get that shin closer.
He's not pulling on the shin. It wouldn't do him a lot of good to start pulling on the shin now, to be honest with you. He needs to control the posture first, which now you see him starting to do. He's controlling the posture right now with the overhook that he has with his left arm. He can keep that and then maybe start to adjust the posture with his right hand against the head. Then now he wants the shoulder lock, it looks like.
Nice
All right.
posture control for Landry.
Ulrich back into the closed guard. Out of the first attack, but Landry came at him with some heat right out the gate. Nice takedown, and he threw some offense at him, and even risked position and getting on his back to do it, but it was worth it to him.
Landry's guard's open. Let's see if Ulrich's going to make a
Going
move to
back to the
pass.
feet.
Now we're going to stand up again.
Landry looks very confident on his feet. Much smaller movements.
Yeah, anybody that trains under Tim Crater is going to have experience wrestling, takedowns.
And striking.
Yeah.
Tim Crater's a OG
Oh yeah.
and one of the most fun guys in all of martial arts
Yeah.
too.
Big character, that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Landry looks really composed, really calm and calculated in his attacks.
I was
He's
just about to say, you can see a real contrast in the styles.
Yeah, he definitely looks like he's just almost not anticipating, but just countering to whatever Landry's gonna or whatever Ulrich's gonna attack with. Both guys fighting for head position here.
Ulrich did not like that at all. He turned and ran from it.
Oh, we got
In on
another
him
double leg
again.
for Landry.
In on him again.
Now let's see if Ulrich can play this open guard here. I saw him drilling a lot of open guard transitions before this match started.
Oh, Landry's base looking good. He's coming around the outside. Landry being a Tim Crater black belt, training with those guys, he's going to be very well versed in the leg attacks. A slick pass. This is not looking good for Ulrich right now.
Just under 3 minutes. We've seen a lot of action now. We just haven't seen too many attempts in submissions. Landry looked like he was attacking an armbar and a triangle earlier, but nothing too.
He's looking for the back.
Now he's looking like he's going to take the back here.
Hook
Dropping
one.
hook in. Nice.
There you go. There's the second hook. Now the body
Nice
triangle. Body triangle on what we would traditionally call the wrong side.
Yeah,
but
he's on the wrong side.
a lot of like that would make my foot
Yeah.
explode, but a lot of guys just don't care. They don't feel it at all.
Man, a body triangle can be very devastating.
It can be super devastating, and it just takes a lot out of you.
It's so tiring, yeah. Worry about getting that lock done and him threatening to choke.
And it can even be used as submission. If you'll think back to Ivan Salivary versus, I believe it's Tony Strickland in the UFC. Salivary submitted, maybe popped a rib against
From a body triangle?
from the body triangle
Wow.
in the UFC. Yeah, belly got the body triangle, then went belly down, finished him with the body triangle itself. So
That's how I ended up tearing my back with Holsworth taking my back. I tried to get out, put a body triangle in, I tried to shimmy him off. And we just
tough out there for a
wow.
pimp, Cody.
Yeah, it's tough. You do not want Chris Holsworth on your back.
Yeah, you're right.
You try to do anything to get him off you.
Very nice
I wanna
angling.
trap the arm.
Landry
Yeah,
looks
nice.
very
Any
professional.
any movement that Ulrich's doing, Landry's just right behind him.
He's stuck to
So
him,
attack.
man.
Yeah. Now he looks like you got that Kimura trapped here.
Yeah, it's
If he can
it's not exactly the
Yep,
position he wants though. The way that Ulrich is controlling the lever
Nice,
over there,
put the hook back in.
beautiful. Landry looking very
A nice
composed.
awareness, yeah, very nice awareness where he's at. And he started start threatening the neck a little bit.
Yeah, Landry wants to trap that arm if he can. It'll
Yeah,
definitely make it easier for him.
He could get this back triangle right here. You see the angle he cuts here?
Nice.
Yeah, Ulrich, he pushes back in. But
Just under a
he's
minute
in
now.
Pure survival mode, though.
He's doing the crackhead drill.
Yeah, he's definitely not. You don't
Favorite
see Ulrich doing any. He's been defending for the last half of this match so far.
The entire match, really.
Most of the match, yes.
Even when he was on the top, he was on defense.
Now we
and
have
here, I
Ulrich with the
suspect he'll be on
escape.
defense
See what he does
again.
with it now. Really short time in the
No leg lock
regulation.
attempts in either competitor so far. Now Landry playing bottom guard.
Landry gonna just rest here for just a moment.
Looks like we might go into overtime.
We are definitely going to overtime. 2 seconds left.
All right, here we go. Second overtime in a row.
All right. Okay,
Well,
so
if the
again, in these
overtime-
overtime positions, you can choose the back or you can choose the arm lock position. The offensive player gets to choose, right? And as long as so you can change the position. Also, you can go from back to spider web during the game,
Time
during
still
the play.
plays into effect here.
But once you no longer have one of those positions or a locked submission, then the game is over.
Ulrich electing to take the back here on Landry. So if Landry knows there's opportunities for leg locks here. Granted, if Ulrich does cross his feet, he has an opportunity for a leg lock. Looks like he might even be going for one. But
He definitely tried to extend the feet just a moment ago. Typical play from this position is you want to try to get your head to the mat as quickly as possible. Follow that with your outside shoulder, and then follow that with your inside shoulder, keeping your weight down on the mat.
Yeah,
As
now-
you can see
now
now
Landry's
he
has-
begins to
has his
create
head.
that space.
Yeah.
And now he's going to slide
Sit
the hip
back
away,
and
and
he's
he's
out.
out. And so even though in a live match he would have still been in a poor position there, by this rule set, he's out, and the overtime moves on to the next
It's 46 seconds.
46 seconds for Ulrich on the back.
Oh, he's going to go armbar.
Looks
I
like
thi- I
Landry's
think
going to
that's
take
the right choice
I think
in
that
these
is the right
overtimes.
choice.
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
I'd have to agree with you there.
I'm going to that.
Definitely
all day.
definitely more of a gamble, but if you're confident in this position, I
Yeah.
think
But here's what
definitely
you
the right
see
way.
in these positions, and having seen a bunch of these overtime matches, if you don't hold the leg in this armbar position,
Yeah, he
it
didn't
can be
hold
a
the leg.
mistake.
I think
But
he
now
should
he's
have
got a
held
good look right here. He's got a good look.
He needs to extend his hips.
Well, as
Nice. He's
Ulrich
got
is
it.
out. He's
Oh,
out. Wow.
Well, you
And
see,
he
Landry
does a
went
round
for
off
it.
and almost rolled his ankle. That was super close.
He went for the arm bar. He was confident, But man, that's where these overtime rules can play into your favor. If you're confident with them, if you know your back control's sound, you can get by.
Yeah, no, he definitely was. He was tagging that early on, and he felt confident with it. Hey, it's a gamble sometimes.
Once again, we see not holding the leg in that arm lock position, a big mistake in these overtime rounds. You're just giving a guy a free opportunity to get on top.
Match number 5 on your fight card. It's the third match of the 125-pound division. First up in the blue corner, Brock Kennedy.
Our second flyweight match of the night brings you Brock Kennedy out of Triton Fight Club in Tulsa, Oklahoma, under James Partridge, and Corbin Crisp, actually another training partner who's actually in the heavyweight division. So
He's fucking pumped up.
Brock
ready to
is
rock.
pumped.
All right. Oh, he threw a shirt to the crowd. All right.
Brock
"Get
wearing
off
the
of me."
Brock wearing the teal on Invitational 5 rash guard.
I love to see the different personalities. It's awesome.
Yeah.
great.
Now we got Jacob here. Jacob's a 10th Planet San Diego purple belt under Richie Martinez. Super familiar with this rule set. Has competed under these rules before. So I think
He's got
if
the good
the
hair.
edge
Wow.
goes to somebody more familiar with the rule set, I think you'd see that with Jacob. But these guys very similar matched up.
Yeah, well, this is the rule set that the guys in 10th Planet train for primarily.
100%,
They're
yes.
looking for this rule set. And I can tell you, I'm very familiar with the guys out of San Diego. That is one of the best gyms in the entire 10th Planet organization globally. The coaches and the training partners and students there are outstanding. So I expect a really strong showing, win or lose from Jacob here, from Lee.
Again, this is a
Straight into a scissor leg takedown. He's onto the heel hook already.
Real nice.
Nice entry for the
knee
leg
line
lock
is clear,
here
and
for
he's
Jacob.
into the 50-50. Oh, this is double outside, or the outside Ashi position, actually.
He's finishing it well.
He's in on a heel hook.
Lee really good at extending those hips to create
That's
that
a good
separation.
look. He's got a good look at it. He's switching off.
Brock, all I see Kennedy doing is just defending. I don't see him countering any of these leg locks.
As he comes to the top here,
Nice.
this is where that
Good
outside Ashi position can fall apart, is as the guy starts to get to the top,
Yeah, it's-
right? You begin to make pressure from here. All right. He's going to change it off to a knee bar now. Doesn't quite have it. And now he's got a good look at it.
What you don't see though is Kennedy at all flustered.
Yeah,
You know, he
he's
looks
super
really, really
composed.
calm
He's
and
been
composed.
here before.
Yeah, he, you know,
And now he's going to use it to possibly get on top. This right there, that's where the inside heel hook should change. And Kennedy looking
All over
like a
that.
leg lock professional. He is
yeah.
actually
Now he looks to
going to
sit
get a
back.
look.
If
We're
he
now
can
in the 50-50. No,
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, you know,
there's
Brock,
the heel hook.
Kennedy's training partners. You got James Partridge.
He's got it.
Oh.
He's got it. Is Kennedy willing to tap is the question. And
No.
does Brock have the ability does Lee have the ability to create what we would call a breaking pressure? He needs to slide his grip down to his wrist rather than there on his forearm. That would really help him. And he's free. He's free. And he's in on it again.
Wow.
Nice.
I
Kennedy.
don't-
Super
he doesn't want that leg. He doesn't want that leg to go away.
Yeah.
Now they're going. Now they're standing back up again. Let's
You know-
see if we can get maybe another scissor leg takedown. That was really exciting. I like
Yeah.
those scissor legs.
The best part is Lee's hair didn't move an
Yep.
inch the whole time.
He's got some good pomade in it. Gotta get with that guy.
I'm
Yeah,
a
but
rookie when it comes
yeah.
to hair, as you can tell.
Yeah, Brock's composure was something to take from
Very,
that.
very familiar. Super comfortable in any of these leg entanglements that you see.
Again, we're into this outside Ashi position. And here's a corkscrew lock. This is actually a really powerful lock, but
Yeah.
Kennedy shakes it off. And he's got an inside heel hook of his own here.
Yeah, he's working too.
Yep.
Oh, get it to the hip.
Jacob Lee looking very composed as well.
Brock wants to stand up and put that pressure and put Lee back on his back so he can alleviate any of that pressure that he has on that knee.
He keeps looking to clear the knee line, but now Kennedy's starting to attack one of his own heel hooks there just for a moment.
Use it to the back.
Lee hits that re-roll,
Man,
comes in on a
love it.
straight ankle on the backside, but Kennedy now starting to make pressure, and this
Yep.
is the problem that
And might
that
have to
I with the
reset.
outside Ashi position.
But we're at the 3-minute mark now. We have had the halfway point, and we've seen a lot of submission attempts already for both these guys.
Excellent work by Kennedy. I'm very impressed with his composure in these leg locking
Extremely.
positions.
I just-
Ooh, now we're into like a what we would call a leg knot, a sambo knot.
You'd almost kind of want to see him counter more if the opportunity presents itself. But
Hard
you know,
to do, bro.
Lee is so crafty with just going from one position to the next. You know,
And
even
now-
if Kennedy stands up, he's going for his leg.
Kennedy he looked to reverse the position there for a moment. Lee staying ahead of him in the transitions though. Even though Kennedy's defending, honestly, he's defending super well. Lee is way out in front of him. Outside Ashi again.
Yeah, Kennedy really, really making sure he doesn't let those grips tail away from him, because if he does, Lee's going to sit back. He could sit back in an instant.
And now Kennedy has isolated a leg, and they're kind of in a duel here. Kennedy may have the heel hook, actually. And I'm wrong. Change it again. Knee line's clear. They're going to have to go back out to the middle.
Good stuff. Great stuff.
1.5 minutes left here.
One attacking and one just defending.
Lee now playing like a modified X guard. Kennedy
Kennedy
sits
in
back.
on one of his own leg locks here.
Lee really good at getting that knee line out, you know, and that's one of the measurements, you know, if you're getting attacked if you're getting your leg attacked,
Oh, this is a good looking
separating
lock.
that knee line or at least passing that knee line is super important.
Lee is just having a hard time digging the heel out. Constantly adjusting, both guys.
Wow.
Really impressive leg defense here by
both
Kennedy.
guys, yeah.
If I was in there, I'd be trying to get out of that leg game.
But you don't
Definitely.
what you don't
Do
see
not
is
want to play that game.
any
Not at
one
all.
of these guys at all like threatened. They don't feel like they're in any danger. You know, they're just going from one submission, one counter. Oh, I'm going to counter this. I'm going to counter that. So I haven't seen one wince, one anything super close at all. So it just
Well, we
goes
haven't
you,
seen a lock get really driven in just
yeah,
yet either.
to sit back, you know,
Yeah.
to create any distance, which just goes to show you like they're both very, very savvy in these leg entanglements here.
Gonna take the back, slam him.
Now an interesting position here for Lee to see if he can maybe gain an edge here to take Kennedy's back here.
Oh, to hold.
Now Kennedy might set back for a toe hold.
Oh, his attempt to take that toe. I was going to say that might be the thing that gets his back taken. All right, let's do overtime again, boys.
3 in a row. Let's go.
It's a fun rule set, right?
I love it.
It really encourages like a push.
But again, only one overtime round, so the strategy plays into effect. What are you going to do? You're going to take the back? You're going to go for spider web? Obviously, we saw in the last match with Mikhail electing to take the back against Ulrich's opportunity to take the back, and Landry's position to take the armbar position or the spider web. So, what did you drill? What were you preparing for in your training up till now? You know, is very key.
We're gonna body triangle.
Yeah, this is where I think Lee's experience within the rule set will really show. Great control here. You see the connection he keeps on that upper back, and he's in on the choke already. I
Yeah.
can't see if he's under the chin. I can't see how clean it is, but I can see that he's got his grip together. Kennedy seems to be staying pretty calm. That lock is in.
Very, very
I can't
tight
see if
pressure
he's under the
for
chin. He's
Lee.
going to tap him, though. Yeah, there he goes.
So we
Full
have a
time on
submission.
that.
We have a submission for Lee, but now Kennedy gets his chance.
What was my
So-
time, Casey?
35 seconds.
35?
Yep, 35.
Okay, so now not only does he have to submit him, but he has to submit him in less than 35 seconds.
Wow.
Right? So
That's work
if
cut out for
The
him.
pressure's on. Pressure's on for Kennedy now.
he's got a good spot. Body triangle. Body triangle's good for building rod, Tom. Maybe not the best play if you got to finish a guy in 35 seconds. You need a little more
he's out.
mobility sometimes.
Yep, he's doing.
Lee starting to look at that heavy head on the floor. That's a position we call the safe haven.
Yeah, and you
Escape.
don't see Kennedy with the same pressure that Lee had on his back.
Well, it's the loss
Yeah.
of connection at the upper body. And Tom.
That's it.
All right.
Jacob shows that experience in the overtime rounds right there. Jacob Lee. Man. Good match. Good match. Jacob Lee advances.
Jacob Lee.
Great match, guys. What do you think, guys? Can these flyweights bring it?
Yeah, definitely. It was very entertaining.
Yeah. Well,
Excited for the tournament matchups.
our last match of the flyweight division of the first round,
Kenneth
we have
Alvaro.
Ken Alfaro out of the Dark Side Jiu Jitsu, a training partner of mine, brown belt under Victor Pozas. And we have Esteban Martinez fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, UFC Gym Albuquerque. Esteban, 24 years of age. Ken Alfaro, 27 years of age. Esteban, I don't know if anybody saw this, but he competed in the Jiu-Jitsu Kumite, and he's only 4'11". They call him the Giant Killer. He went into a division. I believe it was 3 divisions higher than what he normally competes at. No fear. Really, really good at just evading escapes, attacking. Very, very high level.
Super exciting.
Ken Alfaro, one of the best leg lockers I know personally. So I think we'll see a lot of attacks on the legs, but also a lot of escapes here from submission attempts. So I think we're going to see some fireworks. Esteban Martinez in the teal rash guard, Ken Alfaro in the purple
Alfaro
rash
sits and
guard.
gets passed immediately.
Very, very strong pressure here for Esteban
He's going to
Martinez.
expose the back. He's going to expose the back from this position, it looks like. If he can continue to jack, oh my, right into the mount.
Now
So we're
Martinez
20
has the
seconds
mount
deep
here.
into the match, and Martinez is already mounted. And he's got a nice heavy low mount too. Alfaro's going to look to buck and slide in, get into a leg locking position. He's already begun to do that with his right butterfly hook. And now he's looking. All right, so we got a smashed half guard here. Butterfly hook is in again. Alfaro doing well. You can tell he's a leg locker by the way he recovers his positions.
And Esteban has
Good
such
pressure
a
on top.
strong game.
Man, I like this
being
kid already.
super strong, really strong mount here. Let's see if Ken can.
He's not playing around with it either. He's going straight into the offense. So you see how he uses his legs to start to open the elbows. Anytime the elbow starts to get away from the body like that, you're putting the arm out there on an island by itself. It's the strength of the arm versus the other guy. Alfaro's in on a leg though. Uses it to escape. Headlock.
Nice playing single guard series here. Let's
Oh, this is what we
you have
call
a
a
dart?
Japanese necktie position. I can't see what the lock is. He's going to change to
Yeah,
a
he
darce
wants
now.
that Darce.
Martin.
Oh,
side's nice. Keep the knee. Good stuff.
Martinez really, really wants that. Get to side control, get that pressure.
And these flyweights are bringing it.
Yeah, dude. I'm really impressed with Martinez right now.
Yeah, he
Across
actually
the belly.
he went out to L.A. recently and competed in the Abu Dhabi Grand Slam and won silver just on a whim. He went out there. He said, "I'll do it." Won second place.
He's looking to set up maybe an arm triangle here. No, I can't. Yeah, his left arm's actually trapped on the other side.
Yeah, he likes to.
He's looking to like kind of arm
Alfaro
drag
likes to
with
set
it.
up that bottom side arm triangle.
Yeah, he set it up on him a second ago, but he missed it. So Martinez got Alfaro in the run here, bringing heavy pressure.
Now the mount position now for Martinez not as strong. Now he's looking like he's going for a knee on belly here.
He's going to look to expose this darce, perhaps. Necktie series. Good plate. Let's see the way he switches. Looking for a baseball bat choke there. See that S grip he uses against the neck?
Oh.
Boom, got the back.
Nice.
Far hook, but it makes him right high. But he manages it because of
He's
the
attacking
Nice back
reaction
kick from
right away.
Martinez.
Good attack.
We now are at the halfway point of the last match of the first round for the flyweight division here.
3 minutes
Onnit
left.
Invitational
It's
5.
all Martinez. If Alfaro continues to defend the way he's doing, he's going to end up flattened out there. So you can tell by Martinez' mount passing game, he'll be more than happy to flatten him out.
I like the footwork he's using here.
Yeah, he takes out that top hook.
Yeah, that top hook's not that important, like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
It's the bottom hook that's
A lot
the
of
most
guys really
important.
prefer. A lot of guys prefer a single hook control. You'll see Andre Galval.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen Galval use it much lately. Look at this chair set.
like a hook
reset.
ride. They
Great
call it like a
reset
hook
right
ride.
there.
He's riding a little high here. I'd like to see him sit back on the hips a little more, or if Alfaro
Looks like he
could
breaks.
shake him off the top a little bit,
Yeah.
lift his hip, and start to. But man, that's a risky play too, though, against a real grappler like this. He's starting to
There he
sneak
goes.
under the chin just a touch, loses it. Now it's going to turn into a mount again. Martinez is going to have to slide his left knee high. He's looking to gift wrap here,
Trying to
and now
trap
he can
that arm.
reset the back again by sliding that left knee high and taking
Good
the back
pressure.
again.
Good pressure right
We
here.
call that a chair sit.
Nice.
Boom, still riding
Back to
just a
back.
touch high. Got it. Now he's better position.
Esteban needs to watch his feet crossed at the bottom here.
Yeah, going to be hard to. Ooh, looking to change. That arm lock attempt might be the thing that gets Alfaro out of the position, though. It is.
Nice.
So now let's see if Martinez has a lot of opportunities from the back.
Yeah, what's his game
Here.
like on the bottom? Reverse pass. Boom. Martinez.
Now Ken sets up that bottom side arm triangle again.
Interesting. You say this is something that he
Yeah,
uses a lot.
he likes
had let it
he likes
go.
to set this up again.
late in a round when you've been on the run. It can be hard to finish an arm triangle from the bottom of side control.
For sure.
You mean you would have to have like a Hulk squeeze. Which he might have a Hulk squeeze. I don't know.
Just under a minute now. We've seen a lot of submission attempts here from both of them. Let's see if we can get something happening here.
Martinez is just all over him, man. Great pressure on.
A lot of pressure.
See where he grinds that forearm across his mouth.
I like that.
It's my guy.
He's attacking right here. Making it every position uncomfortable. Well, right back to taking back. Start working the
Don't
hooks
rush
in.
those hooks.
Yep.
Don't rush them.
All right,
So here could be a
It might be
guillotine
setting up
attempt
a
there.
guillotine
Yeah.
here.
Back to knee on belly.
Alfaro been on the run the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I am impressed with this
Step
kid.
rounds, yeah.
Is he
He
going to
is
set up?
non-stop.
Martinez
Got
could
3
set up
seconds.
another
Oh, man.
overtime.
What do you think, boys? Overtime?
Yeah.
One in a row. I don't know. I think Martinez has been all over him. I like to see what happens.
Yeah, he was
Going offense
definitely
first.
more the aggressor in this matchup. Alfaro looking to take the back here. So again, only one overtime round here, and you're either gonna get a submission or win by fastest escape time.
So looks like Alfaro's already losing the position. You see he starts to chase that far hook, and that's what loses that connection across the back. You see it again right there.
Damn. He's going back. He's like,
Oh, he's excited.
He's
He
got
threw that
momentum.
hook
Yeah,
in like
he
a
was like-
boss.
He did. Wasted no time.
I don't know if he can even see with his hair in the
His
way.
hair in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best time, you know.
Single hook control. Single hook control. Tight seatbelt at the upper body. Oh, it's not over yet.
So close.
Nice
almost.
little chair sit, like a tiny little backpack. Excellent
Good
Very,
control.
very
Good
smooth
reset
control.
on this guy.
So Alfaro needs to make a move here. If
Oh, he's
gonna
got the
get out of
triangle. So he rode the position longer, and so that's going to give him the win in overtime. Esteban Martinez.
Esteban Martinez.
Esteban. Man, him versus Lee in the second round is going to be fire.
That's going to be a lot of fun to watch, yes. Guys, we got our heavyweights now.
Oh, man.
We got the big boys.
Here comes the beef.
Our first matchup here in the heavyweight division. We have Matt Johnston, a purple belt, under Tim Crater, another BJJ Revolution guy. And we have Andrew Kimmler. I've never seen a guy the size of Andrew Kimmler with a game like myself. If there's two contrasts in body sizes, I'd have a small guy game, obviously, but Kimmler, man, just he can set you up in twisters and triangles from the guard, just so crafty from the bottom. I think we'll see a lot of these big guys play from the bottom tonight. And we'll see. We should see very, very, a lot of glimpses of this stuff from Andrew Kimmler. I haven't seen a lot of footage on Johnston yet, but obviously a Tim Crater purple belt.
I'll tell you what, Chance Bro, who is one of the reigning champions, he's one of our super fight competitors later tonight. He's a teammate of Johnson. He was telling me earlier, he said Johnson is the gym. He's the hidden jewel at their gym.
Really?
He said this is the guy who taps everybody at the gym. So purple belt, but a beast. Right. Kimmler, that is a big son of a gun.
He is
6 feet
huge.
7 inches tall, and he
Yes.
cut weight to hit 265.
I think he only
him
cut like 5 pounds.
It's still,
Yeah.
I don't care how much you cut.
Kimmler in the purple rash guard, Johnston in the teal rash guard here.
So we're looking at probably 200. Oh my!
It's like Private Pile.
Johnson definitely one of the smallest guys, or the smallest guy in the heavyweight.
212
bracket.
pounds.
Yeah,
212.
so giving up a lot of size here in this
Kimmler's
first
all
matchup.
over him straight out the gate.
Big boys.
Johnson,
Oh,
not
nice.
afraid.
Kimmler going for that top pressure here.
What?
See, he's almost he's just
Yeah, he's
Interesting.
really, really
He
good.
moves pretty well.
Moves really
Yeah.
fluid. Yeah, for a big guy, telling you. Yeah, now let's see what kind of back control Kimmler has here. Looks like he wants to set up the body
He
triangle.
rushed that.
Looks-
He's trying to set the arm triangle off of it. Might have rushed it a little bit.
He's got it.
now he's got
got
a
it. Let's see,
really
can he
strong
finish it,
mount
though?
here.
See how
He's using that S grip on the bottom. He might get that as long as he can keep Johnston flat. he's trying to finish it on the mount, which is actually how I like to finish my arm triangles,
nice
but he
out.
didn't get it.
Now, this is where we could see the size come into play here. You know, Kimmler every bit of 265 here.
Exposed
You
the
don't
back.
want a guy 265 pounds on your back here.
Yeah.
No.
Gonna try this arm triangle again, it looks like. Johnson not interested in being there. He'd rather show the back, it looks like. Johnson's got a decent angle from a defensive perspective here. Kimmler looking to set the arm triangle again.
So a minute and a half in this first round matchup here for the heavyweights. So again, 6 minutes for the first round of heavyweights, 8 minutes for the second round, 10 minutes for the third.
Arm triangle again. Lost it. Kimmler looking for that arm triangle. You know, what's important here for Kimmler is even if he doesn't get the finish in regulation, he's creating ride time and pressure here that's going to pay off in the overtime. He's riding a little high, but the way he moves, it doesn't concern me as much.
He's trying to settle back.
He's
I
looking
wouldn't
for
be
a
surprised if
triangle
you
right
see
here.
a
Look at
twister
this.
here, maybe
Oh,
a belly down arm bar.
Johnson looking for a toe hold out the back door, and he's in on the legs.
Have this guy get off me. I would scramble to.
Kimmler immediately going for those grips.
This is a interesting toe hold position. It's possible, though I would not say that it's likely. So he's in that outside ashi position, Johnson attacking that outside ashi. But again, that allows the top man, especially in a size difference like this, to start to create some heavy pressure against you, and that can end up.
What
being
type
the
of
thing.
strategy do you think that Johnson has to adopt? Because he's given up so much weight, it's almost a discrepancy in weight classes here. I mean, you have Johnson just over that 205 at light heavyweight threshold.
It's hard in a 6-minute match.
Yeah.
To fight a guy that's that much bigger than you, because a lot of times the strategy just has to be
Wear him out.
let him cook himself.
Try
a
to
little
get to his
bit.
back maybe, but you see Kimmler really going for the back here and being the aggressor here.
I'm impressed by Kimmler, man.
Yeah, he moves really well for a heavyweight.
See the way he controls the hand. Look at what Kimmler's doing there with his left hand against Johnston. He's controlling the palm of the hand there rather than like playing at the wrist. It gives him an extra piece of leverage, just another extra couple of inches of leverage. And you can also get some pretty nasty wrist locks off of there. There's the arm lock attempt. He missed a good shot at the arm lock there.
Now Kimmler's going to almost had a chance to flatten him out, but Johnson
Right, the hands.
defending that arm triangle, almost has it wrapped up for that arm triangle,
trap the
that
arm.
body triangle.
He's starting to create some
Ready to
angle. Arm is
Oh, he's
trapped.
getting it.
He's almost under the neck
no,
now.
he is under. Just can he get all the way underneath
And a lot of
for the
people
rear
can finish
naked
here with one
choke?
arm.
I think Kimmler smells blood here.
Yeah. Well, he's got that arm trapped.
Getting
This is a
tight.
bad spot for
He's starting to
Johnston.
gurgle a little bit.
Bad spot. The
Yeah,
choke is starting to sink just a little tighter
Arm
now.
trapped. Oh, he's
Johnson
gonna-
moved his
It's
neck.
going to be trouble. Oh, he could be okay now. He's got his hand on the
Almost.
wrist.
Oh,
Saved
nice.
himself.
Nice.
Nice
Ended
escape
up with
for
a rash
Johnson
guard
here.
on his face, too, sucking sweat down his throat.
Yep.
Arm trapped
Arm
again.
still trapped. Go with the other one. Go with the other one. Go to the arm triangle.
Yeah, he's going to switch to the arm
We've
triangle.
really
Let it
seen
go again.
over 2/3 of this
well,
match.
well.
Oh, now we got a triangle. He likes to play that. He likes to set up that triangle here.
He rolls for that toe hold
A good,
again.
is that a good strategy? I don't think so.
You know,
'Cause you're
I
just
don't
gonna
want
get
to
your back
criticize
taken
the
again.
man because he could have some tricks there that I'm unfamiliar with, but jumping on a toe hold from
And
what I would
exposing your back
consider
like that?
poor
Right,
position.
and the guy that's been on his back the whole entire time.
Exactly.
You have an opportunity to get out, advanced position. I would.
So he got the
he
choke
might
in.
be
I
under
can't
that neck
see.
right now.
Yeah, he's under.
Oh, he's got the Ken Shamrock style choke. Hand on top of the head.
Nice. Good stuff.
Wow.
Not a position Johnston wants to be in right now. He's really literally supporting Kimmler's entire weight here.
Oh, my. He avoided that flatten.
With his head. He used his whole face for that stop.
Listen, you got to do what you got to do.
And he's got a short time. We'll see how fatigued he is going into overtime. Nothing
Ow.
happens here.
You know, I would think that Kimmler, sometimes playing offense can be a very, very,
Very taxing.
very
too.
tiring. Yeah, taxing is a great word. It costs resources to be the offensive player. Loose position.
too loose.
And we're going to go to overtime.
Okay.
All
Here
right.
we go. The big boys going.
We're going to call
overseas.
this Onnit Invitational 5, the overtimes.
The overtime. Yeah. We started out strong, and we have 4 or 5 in a row now.
Yeah, all the first flyweight matches, all of them ended in overtime. This one heavyweight, no stranger to that. So maybe we'll see a submission. You know, again, you can either win by right time or by submission here in overtime. You know, there are 2 ways to win, and you can elect to take 2 different positions. You can elect to take the back, or you can elect the spiderweb position. Kimmler here elects to take the back here of Johnston.
Kimmler breathing heavy, even though
Taking
he
some
was
big
the
breaths,
guy.
yeah.
Even though he was the guy that you would think,
Man. Right to the body turn.
Johnson keeping his composure.
Switching it.
Now this body triangle, really bad news for Johnston here, and he needs to move to the other side if he wants to escape.
This is a position where, in the regulation we saw Kimmler change off to that arm triangle over and over again, but he lost it, right? Favoring switching to the arm triangle in these overtime rounds can actually backfire on you because you're giving up the position. And if the arm triangle doesn't land, the guy's out. So we'll see if...
back to that, holding the palm.
Yeah, see the way he controls that wrist? I really like
Yeah,
that.
it's nice.
Yeah.
Strong enough to do it.
Kimmler looks like he wants that rear naked choke here. If he can just get under the neck. He got close earlier. Johnson really good at defending, keeping that neck close.
Oh, Johnson maybe is starting to slide there. He's out. He's going to get out.
Nice.
A lot of ride time for Kimmler, though. What do we got?
57 seconds.
Just under a minute for Kimmler, the ride time.
So
Let's
we're
see
going to
what Johnson
see
elects.
Kimmler on the defense for the first time.
Johnson's going to take the back here.
I would definitely attack his arm and just ride him. Yeah. I wouldn't want him to put his body weight back on top of me like that.
No, that's definitely not something that Johnson wants to sit. He doesn't want to sit there with Kimmler's weight on top of him like that.
Don't chase. Look, he's chasing the far hook. He starts to slide the body weight off the top. He'd be better served, Johnson, to just throw that hook out and control the upper body again.
Was he
No, it looked like he was going to
Yeah.
for a second, right? It's not out.
Oh,
He's not out.
Yeah,
he's not out
still
yet.
in.
So Johnson needs to slide back under. It's not out yet. He's not out yet. He can still change this to an arm triangle. And now he's out.
Good match.
That was close.
35.
So that was a 35-second ride. So Kimmler's going to advance on ride time.
Congratulations, Andrew Kimmler. Our second matchup for the heavyweight division, we got Adam Sacknoff and Eddie Wintern. These guys, Adam, 10th Planet San Mateo, Denny Propicos black belt, ADCC vet, EBI vet. Eddie Wintern, actually high-level judo, brown belt in jiu-jitsu, even a sambo world champion. So I think we could see some flashes from standing here. We could see some throws.
It's important note. Wintern is a last-minute replacement.
Last-minute replacement here. So props to Eddie for stepping up last minute here. But this could be something where we see, the veteranness of Adam Sacknoff for competing in these rule sets a lot. Very familiar. But again, Eddie's he could be that type of guy. Now, Adam, do you think that might negate Eddie's game by Adam sitting guard, electing to sit guard here?
Potentially, yeah. Especially if he's a sambo judo player. He wants to be on the feet, and I guarantee you he has not seen a guard like Adam's before.
Yeah.
Adam is a very high-level guard player.
His favorite submission is the go-go plata here. He might be looking to set that up.
When Adam went to to compete at Abu Dhabi. He lost in the first round at Abu Dhabi, but he got there by winning the Abu Dhabi trials,
Well, first
where
of
he
all,
submitted everybody in the trials by Gogo Plata.
he got Hidalgo Vieira as a first round
Yeah,
match.
it's tough,
I mean,
tough
come on.
play.
He ended up
What you gonna do?
who actually won the division. So yeah, I mean, but props to Adam for taking the match or even getting to Abu Dhabi, man. That's world class grapplers there. So looks like Adam really good, strong close guard position.
And he's
Now
already
playing
into a
that high,
triangle.
strong
So
close guard here.
Wittern was reaching back.
Wow,
Wittern reached his left hand back. And
really. That
honestly, he basically gave Adam the triangle. Adam locks on the triangle, and we got to finish.
Congratulations, Adam Sashnoff, for getting that triangle in regulation. That might be the fastest submission so far.
And
How long was
Sachnov,
that? How long was that? What? 60 seconds.
1 minute.
Nice.
Sachnov pads his purse, his potential purse, with $500 per submission.
There is a fastest submission bonus here. There is a submission of the night bonus. Hypnotics paying out. So our second match, man, that was quick. We have Steven Aiken, a purple belt, actually a brown belt under Richie Martinez, San Diego, California, has some MMA experience. He won Kakuto Challenge. And we have Austin Avera. Austin Avera is a Ben Eaton brown belt, so Salo Hibero lineage at Cobra BJJ in Lawton, Oklahoma.
Aiken comes out of the same camp as Jacob Lee, who's out of
Yes.
our flyweight bracket. Aiken coming into a really beautiful tune here. Oh! Suddenly, the bass drops. Wonder if that's going to be indicative of his style. Come at you easy and drop the bass.
Aiken with just determination on his face here. Both guys wearing the teal rash guards. Anybody that comes from a Hibero lineage, you know, is going to have very sound technical jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You know, maybe even see how the closed guard game works. But if any of these guys would like to pull guard, may not see that. Nice single leg here for Avera.
And straight into side control as well. He looked very, very strong on the feet. He came after that underhook
Yeah.
very aggressively. So we're going to see what Aiken's got off the bottom. I would have to think that that's exactly what Avera wanted to happen at the top of
Absolutely.
the match.
Yeah.
Get this big guy on his back.
Get him on his
keep
back.
the weight on the bottom of you, not on the top of you.
Exactly.
So Avera looking to create a little movement here. Aiken turtles. And Avera not able to put his weight on in the same way now.
I have a feeling Avera's pressure is really, really heavy. You know, super heavy for
He's
even
looking to
a
duck.
guy like Aiken.
Looking to duck his head through. Turning the corner. Creating a little pressure. Aiken turtled up pretty tight there. It's going to be hard to... He rolls back and recovers his half. Nice
Transitions for
technical,
Avera, yeah.
efficient jiu-jitsu there from the bottom position by Aiken. But Avera wisely stay on the top. Has the underhook and a flat back against his opponent there. That's exactly what you want if you're going to end up in the half guard. Underhook and a guy on this flat back.
You see a lot of big guys play half guard position a lot, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not an unfamiliar position for these guys. You see it in IBJJF rule sets, but it's not you know more times than not I see heavyweights, you know, really big guys play
Big
these
guys
half
like
guard.
the half
They
guard
like
when
the
they're
half
on the
guard,
back.
yeah.
And rightfully so. I really think the half guard is kind of the key to understanding all the guards. If you've got a half guard, then you can start to understand all the guards a little better. Avera passing very
Ducking
efficiently.
ducking under Aiken's legs and now going back into side control here.
Aiken again, flat on his back. I'd like to see him get on his hip one way or the other. Either face him or turn away from him a little bit, but get up to your side just a touch. And here he goes, making a frame there against the hip.
Might be setting up a far side Kimura here.
Heavy pressure now. Potentially a arm triangle if he's able to pop up to the other side. Oh, no, he's got no arm triangle. I apologize. That arm is exposed. So Aiken looking to crawl.
Yeah, he wants to get back.
Use his
to
right
get
leg to hook and recover his half guard, which he is not able to do.
Very strong pressure for
Avera
Avera
looks
here.
sharp.
Yeah. Not getting Aiken a chance to really recover guard, getting his, maybe see what he can play. But no, Vera's really, really good. Has a lot of pressure here from this top position.
Kind of rushed that mount a little bit, ended up back in the half guard. But he tried to jump that leg over for the mount, and it was a bit of a rush, but no problem for him. He's able to just free that leg back into side control. He's going to try it again. I expect that he'll try to mount again here.
Do you think Avera has his arm kind of baiting? Is he baiting him for something here, or?
It's just sometimes easier to control a guy's hip there. This is what I was going to say. He's probably going to start looking for this
for that
Kimura.
Far side Kimura.
Yeah. Aiken flattens his back, and that's the best way, or one of the best ways to defend against a Kimura grip, is to start putting your body flat to the mat. It's going to be much harder to control that Kimura that way. Avera really, really have a masterful top control here.
Yeah, very, very strong, yes. Coming close to that 2-minute mark here. And it's been a lot of pressure for Avera so far in this matchup. Haven't seen Aiken really get a chance to play maybe some of his stronger positions, but Avera just very, very strong with his control. Yeah. And we have Aiken here turtled up. Maybe he can set something up here.
Well, he used the turtle to recover his guard a little earlier, so let's see what he does here. Avera having a tough time creating submission opportunities, really, but as far as who's dominating the match, there's no question. Avera riding pretty heavy here, even though it's not traditionally a very heavy position. He's been bothering with the crossface, bothering at the head a lot.
Yeah, maybe if he can potentially maybe set up some sort of arm trap here from this far side, maybe crucifix. Aiken now looking to maybe trap that arm.
He's going to need to trap a little deeper around the elbow if he wants to make that roll.
Yeah, he didn't quite have. He more or less had it on the wrist, but if you can get that elbow.
You can do it if you have the wrist, but it's got to be like one of your go-to moves if you're going to do something like that, and you kind of got to catch the guy off guard as well.
Almost going for that.
Excellent.
That straight arm lock there.
Excellent control, man. Avera, very impressive.
Yeah, Avera, good awareness too. That Aiken going for that oversight, that straight arm lock there.
Yeah, there was nothing there though. Avera looks like he might be wanting to jump over here. He's used that cross face to turn the corner. He tried to do that a little earlier and ended up losing the position for a split second.
Now almost like a modified
headlock, I don't believe he's going to get that.
A lot of pressure. He's using Aiken's own arm as pressure.
It's a lot of pressure, but it's also a lot of work from the top guy to finish a sub like that. All right, overtime.
It'd be interesting to see what these guys elect to do. To see out Aiken looks like he might be going for the spiderweb position.
Aiken's going to the spiderweb. All right, and you will see him control the leg.
Yes.
Will he stay with the control on the leg, though, or will he decide to let it go? Now he
really
lets it go because he feels the wrist. Can Avera get his knees to the ground? If he can, when this arm pops free, Avera is smart play by Aiken to go back to the leg.
Yes.
Steven using that left leg to make it. He's gonna pop this grip here. Aiken is gonna get a look at this arm.
He can use his legs to facilitate that grip pop.
He let him.
Nice escape.
He let go of that leg.
Yeah, so that leg is really a lot of extra security.
When you let go, the reason that people do it is because they feel like they need to have both hands on the arm lock, and it's an understandable feeling. Like this guy's grips.
You can also
strong.
grab your own leg though too.
You sure can. Yeah. But the guy's grips are so strong. I'm gonna need both my hands to break this grip, and so you let go of the leg, and when you do, the guy turns, gets on top. And now, even if you have the arm lock, you have his body weight on you, and that's a much stronger escaping opportunity.
To see if Avera can get this arm bar. He had the spiderweb position just briefly. Avera still has that arm lock cinched in, So
But you see, now he's having to deal with Aiken's weight.
Yes.
Now he has to deal with Aiken's weight.
That's the
Aiken is going to
neutralizer.
take a match that honestly he got dominated in because he understood the positional controls and the overtimes just a little deeper.
Stephen Aiken advances. Congratulations. So we saw one heavyweight get a
That was a
finish.
very interesting match, man.
So this concludes our first round of the heavyweight division with this matchup here.
Yeah, this next one does.
Yeah, we have Jimmy Lugo out of Full Contact Fight Academy and Corbin Crisp. That's your favorite guy, huh? That's your favorite guy in the tournament?
I love his name.
You like the name?
Reminds me of Cookie Crisp.
Yeah, Jimmy Lugo, a black belt under Bruno Bastos in Corpus Christi, Full Contact Fight Academy, and Corbin Crisp, a purple belt, Omar French, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, trains with the guys from Triton in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Corbin, though, I might add, though, one of the youngest competitors in this tournament. So only 18 years of age, but this kid has tenacity. I've seen him compete many times. Saw him compete in the Kumite. Just a lot of relentlessness, knows exactly what he's got to do. Very familiar with this rule set. Jimmy Lugo, no stranger to the rule set either. Has competed. He's an Onnit Invitational vet. Competed in the rule set before. Knows what to do. Knows what potentially can happen. Again, 6 minutes for this first round matchup in the heavyweight division. 1 overtime round. So we've seen strategies come into play so far. Some have paid off, some have not. But that's the game you play. That's what this EBI rule set brings you. It gives you this sort of strategy involved. If you don't get a submission, if you don't get a submission in regulation, which everybody's encouraged, there's bonuses involved. There's definitely incentives for these competitors to get a submission, but there's a strategy involved if it goes into overtime. So, and we actually saw the last guys go for 2 spider webs. That's something a little out of the ordinary, personally. You don't
see it nearly as much as the back control. The back is traditionally considered the stronger position. Oh, Lugo going after the head right away.
That guillotine,
oh my,
real
he's
strong. He's almost. Has he got it quite? I don't know if he's got it under the neck.
He's gonna finish it.
Corbin needs to crossface here. He needs to separate. Ooh, that's a strong guillotine here for Jimmy Lugo.
Lugo opting to stay on his side.
If he can mount him, if he can get on top, he might. Does he still have it? I can't see from that angle. Oh, he's got it. Yeah, pretty close now. Yeah, that mount really reinforces that guillotine.
Crisp fighting to get his arm back to the inside. He's trying his best to. Now we're looking at a one-handed guillotine, which actually sometimes can be, from the mounted position, easier to finish.
Yeah, he needs to clear his hips so he can connect
He's out.
that last
He's
hand.
out. Oh man.
Okay. Corbin, really good escape on that early submission attempt for Lugo here. Now let's see how he's going to deal with Lugo's mount. Not a position I would have.
Now you got a heavyweight black belt on top of you in the mount with 5 minutes to go. Tough day.
Could there be anything worse?
Not much.
Not
I can't
much,
think
huh?
of a lot of things worse than that. And
we have Lugo here in the purple rash guard and Crisp in the teal rash guard.
So Lugo playing his hips pretty heavy here.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to extend those hips, get them flat.
He's working something on the far side, but I can't really see what's going on there. I need a different angle. But it's forcing Crisp to sort of face him there and bring his Crisp starting to bring his right elbow just a little bit shallow. But you see how Crisp keeps his right elbow on the outside of Lugo's hip there?
Yeah, that's going to keep that separation.
It keeps Lugo from turning the corner. That's a interesting little detail. But it doesn't stop Lugo from dominating the position, which he is completely doing right now.
Very much so in control of this matchup here. Now they're going to reset here. Just under 4 minutes left to go.
I hope when he resets him, he turns him so that we can see the head. Or perhaps in the exact position where we can't, like that. Oh, Chauncey knows what's going on.
On top of that action, yeah.
He's watching. So I tried to get sneaky in there. Chauncey wasn't having it. Lugo now starting to work his left leg high, trying to isolate that elbow.
Yeah, he looks like he might be trying to set something up on that far side, but we can't really get a good, clear shot of that. But he's definitely been.
I think he's actually setting something up on this side, Joey. He's distracting him on that far side, but you see how he keeps creeping higher and higher with his left leg? I think he's setting him up on this side for either a back take or an arm lock on this side. Sometimes it can be, when you're mounted, you can isolate the arm on one side in order to expose the arm on the other side because it gives you a better angle. Lugo now opting for a high mount. No gi. This is a really hard position to play.
But when you can get those knees under the armpits there, now he's got that arm trapped under. Ooh, nice Kimura attempt for Lugo here.
That's Americana. He's not going to finish that right there because of the angle.
Yeah, he needed to pull it close to his side, get it down to the body.
But I tell you what he did do with that is he forced Corbin Crisp to use a lot of energy, and he scared him. So now he knows that's a possibility out there. Little cross-face pressure there, and now we're into some good attempts here. So now Lugo starts to make some angle.
Yeah, Lugo wants to sit back for that belly down armbar. Ooh, that's not a position. That's very, very dangerous for
I'd like to see Lugo deepen his left arm as the hook. Now change off this Kimura grip.
Chris wants to step
now he
over
changes to a triangle. Now the arm lock. Nice. Jimmy Lugo's a professional.
Very, very nice submission here from Jimmy Lugo.
Jimmy Lugo!
Well, guys, that concludes our first round matchups for the heavyweights and the flyweights. We're going to take ourselves a little break, 5 minutes. But I did want to add, Saturday, December 2nd, we have the Onnit Invitational 6. And Sunday, December 3rd, we have EBI 14, and it's all going down here in Austin, Texas. How about that?
Pretty cool.
That's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be great, yeah.
But guys, we're gonna take a quick intermission, 5 minutes. We'll be right back.
I grew up the hard way. Maybe not harder than some, but harder than most. I realized early on, we all have a basic choice. To be a fighter, or to be a victim. It's all about your attitude. For the victim, everything that comes to them is either a blessing or a curse. The fighter sees only opponents, and the fighter needs worthy opponents. I never heard of a great champion or a leader that's had it easy. Had everything handed to them. Greatness gives no free passes. It is earned with blood, sweat, and courage in the face of unwinnable odds. Because we all break at some point. Then we pick ourselves up and put ourselves back together. That's how we get stronger. So you don't have it easy? Good. You're not a victim. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
I think finding uncomfortable moments and embracing uncomfortable moments are one of the most important things a person can do in terms of understanding themselves and understanding how they think. And if you don't do it, if you just avoid it, you have that uncomfortable moment, you just start boozing, or you take some pills or something and you just avoid it, you're never gonna figure out what was going on in the first place that led you down that weird road where now you find yourself crying in a fetal position on your bathroom floor. Like, how'd you get there? Like, are you looking at it, or are you just gonna take pills? Like, what are you doing? Try to make sure that you never allow yourself to get to this emotional breakdown stage again. Or if you do get there again, it's it's harder to get. It's not like something that happens right away. I think whether it's martial arts or whether it's yoga or whether it's, I think, any difficult pursuits test you.
Well, we all know I've received my fair share of hate. It's scribbled on the wall of every social media platform out there. Look at the bottom of the video when we finish. I guarantee you will see somebody shooting out some haterade. But here's the thing about hate. It's not about you. It's never about you. It's about them. Hate comes from fear. So don't take it personal. You don't need to prove the haters wrong. The haters aren't what motivates you. You need to prove your friends, your family, your loved ones. You need to prove those people right. Do your own damn thing. Whatever it is, do your best. That's all you can ever do for your family, for the world, even for the haters. They need to see positivity. They need to see someone emerge, someone be successful, and maybe they'll find their true purpose. Because the only way you could do anything is if you do it for love.
The effects of shroom tech sport were recently presented in an abstract for the National Strength and Conditioning Association in Las Vegas. After 14 weeks of training and testing, those that supplemented with shroom tech sport were shown to improve training volumes at moderate intensity, were bench by 12%, and combined squat and bench volumes by 7% when compared to those who supplemented with the placebo. The shroom tech sport group outperformed the placebo group by roughly 9% in aerobic training volume at maximal intensity. Together, these findings have good implications of where shroom tech sport fits into the realm of fitness. These results could mean more time under the bar, more sprints up and down the field, or even one more roll on the mat.
Welcome back, guys. That's our first intermission here at the Onnit Invitational 5. What'd y'all think about those first matchups, huh? Those super fights, fire. Those heavyweights, man.
Yeah.
We saw more submissions from the heavyweights than we saw from the flyweights.
Yep, the flyweights.
Yeah.
Every
I told you
one
those
of them
guys
went to
play like
overtime.
little guys. They got
Very
some game, man.
Sachnov
Yeah.
snatched up a triangle
Jimmy
under a
Lugo.
minute.
Yeah.
Lugo looked great.
Really good.
Jimmy
yes.
Lugo, I was really, really, really impressed with him.
Super impressed with Jimmy Lugo. Adam Sachnov, really, really impressed with those guys. And Stephen Aiken
Good, brother. Thank you.
got that finish.
What was your favorite matchup out of the flyweights in the first round?
You know what, man? I really like Jacob and Brock. I was really a fan of those exchanges from Jacob Lee and Brock Kennedy. You know, even though we didn't see a submission in regulation, I was very, very impressed with just the familiarity that they both had with the leg entanglements. You know, countering. You know, the attempts at submissions. But yeah, that was probably my favorite matchup of the night so far.
So, like, from a competitor's perspective, Cody, like when you see these guys get out there and like really push, what's happening to them coming into the second round now? What do you think?
You know what? A a lot of it, they train so they know the tournament format and, styles to prepare themselves. They're high-level athletes, jiu-jitsu practitioners, so they should be conditioned to be able to go 2, 3, 4 matches in a night and maybe possibly going into, a 6-minute and overtime. So, they're high-level athletes. I feel like, they should be able to go and push, and we'll see, the fatigue. Maybe it sets apart in some of these guys, some of these competitors, but I'm hoping, I'm really excited for the Lee versus the Martinez matchup. That's
going to be a good
Yeah, that's going to be a really exciting matchup, because now we're going into the second round of these divisions. So we have 2 more minutes in time, so we have 8 minutes in regulation, and we have one more overtime round. So an extra overtime round and 2 more minutes on these matches. We might see wear and tear, some fatigue set in on some of these guys.
Yeah, starting to add an extra layer of strategy to the game now.
So now we're actually going to start off with a couple of super fights, though. So we're not going to see we have potentially 3 overtime rounds, but these 2 matches that we're going to lead off with are 8 minutes long. Okay, so in the super fights, 3 overtime rounds. These 2 matches specifically 8 minutes long. But again, for the competitors in the brackets, again, that added 2 minutes and, the extra overtime potentially could set in. We'll see if that's going to play a factor. But, man, we still got some super exciting matches coming up. I think that any of those divisions are pretty much up for grabs, to be honest with you. Based on what we saw, I don't know if anybody necessarily stood out too much from the flyweight division so far. But, a couple of guys maybe from the heavyweight. But, man, I think these guys are all really evenly matched,
I definitely think Esteban Martinez out of that flyweight bracket.
That's going to be
really impressed by him.
That match with Jacob Lee is going to be really fire, man.
Yeah. I really think that those 2 guys coming into round 2 are, I think we're going to see the 2 top guys meet in the semifinals.
And as flyweights, they've had some break since their first match, so we might not see fatigue completely set in. But you know what?
No, not out of the flyweight.
Yeah, whoever advances though, you're not going to get as long of a rest as you did the first time. So, and especially if you go longer than 8 minutes, you could go 10 minutes in the 3rd round.
So we're about to see the ladies go in these super fights. It's going to be some females.
Cody No Love Garbrandt, UFC bantamweight champion, undisputed bantamweight champion.
If you get on your phone right now, you can listen to the commentary live right here. We're going to start round 2 of the 125-pound bracket. Round 2 of the super fights. Introducing first the blue corner.
I was like, wait, hold up. I thought we were doing super fights.
All right, so
these 2 ladies here, actually I had a chance to roll with one of them. First one I'm going to introduce is Ketra Bartek. She trains out of Gracie Humaita. She's a purple belt here in Austin, Texas. And she's competed here in the Onnit Invitational before. She competed in the second Onnit Invitational, so knows the rule set, understands it very well. Her opponent, Andressa Sintra, the #1 ranked brown belt IBJJF female in the world. This girl, super high level. I mean, incredible. She's training with Lucas Valente at Gracie Baja, Webster, Texas. Gracie Baja, Texas, and Webster with Lucas Valente. Man, she deserves every bit of that ranking. #1 ranked IBJJF female in the world. And she's training out of Checkmat Jiu Jitsu right now. But these ladies are going to really bring it. Super high level. Very, very impressed so far with just their pedigree. Andressa electing to sit guard here. Very strong closed guard and open guard, I might add.
I expect to see some really high-level jiu-jitsu on display here, actually. Sintra, in studying her game, she is a very, very good jiu-jitsu player.
And not letting Ketra get close as far as keeping those legs, keeping distance with those legs, foot on the hips. Ketra sitting back for an ankle lock, but it doesn't look like Sintra's at all fazed by that.
Not stressing that at all. She's not even addressing the positioning, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
she's just sitting up and just letting her turn on it.
I don't think Ketra quite has the foot at all. I know Andressa likes to sit for that calf crush. She might be trying to set up that calf crush here.
No, she's actually playing what we would call a short ankle lock right there. Interesting. She needs to bring her other leg into the game. Very powerful athlete, man,
Super strong.
But, man, it's really hard to... she tapped her. I was just about to say it's really hard to submit these ladies. with these flexibility type submissions.
That was
She got
fast.
it.
Yeah.
That was a like minute and 10, minute 20. Very impressed. Congratulations, Andresa Sintra.
You know, that's a match I almost would like to see them play a little more.
Yeah, I know. Because you see a lot of technical, a lot of techniques in the female divisions. They're very, very sound in those transitions. So now, this next matchup, no stranger to the Onnit Invitational. We have the Triangle Queen, Cora Sek, rematching. This is a rematch, not at the Onnit Invitational, but in another tournament against Sarah Phillips. Cora Sek, training under Eddie Avalar, Ground Dwellers Jiu Jitsu, and a 10th Planet Ronin. She's done so many things in EBI. She's competed in EBI. She's done the Onnit Invitational. So she's won Fight of the Night before, but she has Sarah's number so far. Will the tides be turned tonight? We'll find out. Sarah Phillips, a green belt under Anthony Mitchell Jiu Jitsu Studio in Mississippi. She's a Jiu Jitsu Revolution 115-pound champion. You know, again, these girls have matched up before, so not very familiar with each other's game. But we'll see if Sarah can get the edge this time. Who knows? We'll find out here. But I do know we're going to see some fire.
Cody, have you seen Cora out there before?
Yeah, definitely.
Man, she's a tough competitor. But Sarah too. Sarah's a little bigger than her too. It looks like. I think they weighed in pretty close to the same. But Sarah looks to have a bit of a stature advantage there.
Cora Sek in the red rash guard, Sarah Phillips in the teal rash guard.
Cora's guard is ultra high level.
That says a lot, from a 10th Planet black belt. Yeah, high level guard for a girl like Cora that's still like coming into her own as far as jiu-jitsu game and being doing something that as far as what her style is. I think she does a lot of things well. But if her guard is really good, I mean, that's impressive.
She, I say her guard is really good. I'm speaking specifically about her closed guard, her rubber guard. As when you're young, and especially when you're young as a practitioner, whether your age is young or not, you're transitioning between the guards. That takes the longest to develop, but you can start to develop a really high-level skill from within a single position pretty early on in your training. And Cora, definitely, you see her, she tries to hit an Imanari roll here, but Sarah's all over it. Cora then switches to the other leg. Cora definitely had some success with her closed guard early on in her career, and she's continued to develop that. So Cora attacking what we would call the Ashi Garami position here. She's got an overhook, it looks like, and Sarah doesn't seem too stressed out about it. She takes the underhook, and she's going to look to... Now, that actually helped Cora to set the position a little tighter. So Cora's leading with her toes across the hip there, letting her toes lead the way as she reaps the knee.
This prevents Sarah from allowing to stand up and create a little bit of alleviation of that pressure.
It does. It does open Cora up for a twisting footlock there, something we call the corkscrew footlock, but I don't believe that these ladies are allowed to do any twisting footlocks in this match.
These heel hooks aren't legal in the teens and kids matches.
So a bit of a technical battle going on here.
Yeah, Cora really trying to get the collar pressure from Sarah to kind of get, because they're both attacking the legs here. They each want the legs. Looks like they're in that outside.
Yeah, really Sarah's on the defense completely here though. She's not able to produce much of an attack here. There are attacks she could make from here, but Cora definitely the offensive player in this particular iteration. The Ashi Garami. There, now the full Ashi, and Cora reaps all the way through, looking for a sambo knot there, a leg knot. So as she reaps that outside leg, we call that reaping the knee. Anytime the outside leg crosses over and turns the knee in an unnatural direction, and now she starts to.
But she doesn't quite have the foot.
Belly down ankle lock from there.
She needs more of the foot if she wants to finish this submission.
Sarah kind of looked at her like, "Are you for real? Come on." She just straight gangster faced her.
And that's the thing, when you see these teens and even the kids too, like their bodies are a lot more pliable. They can what looks to me like a very deep submission. Very which probably would submit me if it was in that position. Like, thing is, these kids have that, they're not quite developed with those joints, and they can withstand a lot more pressure potentially.
Yeah, and I was saying that in the last match with ladies tend to be more flexible in a lot of these positions as well. You could see that in the last EBI. Cora tried to sit on that Imanari roll, and she just didn't quite have the timing for it. Chooses to sit her guard instead.
Now Cora standing up here. Didn't look like Phillips wanted to engage with trying to pass. Maybe looking to try to take her down to Cora, or at least sec down, and maybe go into a side control position here. But I know Cora does work a lot of judo.
Yeah, I was about to say, neither girl really looks like they want to wrestle too much. Sarah. All right, and now we're going to get to see Cora's guard in action. This is some of the positioning I was talking about from her. She can bring those legs into positions that just most people never see. So this is a position we call now crackhead control. She goes over. She's looking to set up a play we call the dead orchard. So she's going to look to use that. She's going to look to lock the triangle with both arms on the inside there. And as her knee, she begins to make an angle there, creates a sweep. If Cora can now go palm down and pull her left hand out, she's going to be able to lock that triangle with both arms on the inside. It creates an incredible amount of pressure and isolates an arm for an arm lock, really either arm. Sarah in some trouble, serious trouble here.
Yeah, she needs to really try to get out of this dominant position that Cora Sec's in right now.
Cora needs to posture and really relax that arm so her arm is trapped in the lock as well.
It is.
It's not in any sort of danger, but it does prevent her from attacking the arms.
She can't sync that up. Now she's going to her back here. Maybe she can get that arm across now.
And now she looks to lock the triangle on the other side. Both arms on the inside. It looked like Sarah may. Yeah, so both her elbows are flared there towards the middle of her body, and it looks like her hands are actually out of the lock. It's going to be very hard to finish this position here, actually.
Sarah, what Phillips needs to do is maybe step over if she can to try to get to that close side pass. If she can step her right leg over.
Cora being very calm here in her attacking, not rushing anything.
Almost waiting for Phillips to make a mistake here,
which is very often the right play. Yeah. That's the right thing to do very often.
Yeah, because that pressure's still. She's really, really high on that guard. Those, her posture's really affected right now.
With Sarah's hands on the inside of that lock, so her hands are like.
It's not as tight though.
Not only is it not as tight, but it really is. It's kind of inevitable that she's going to get out. And so.
It's just uncomfortable, is what you're saying.
It's uncomfortable, and it's scary. But once you're familiar with some of these positions. Yeah, you see how. So from this angle, you can really see how Sarah's hands are actually coming out of the lock. They're down towards the outside of the lock.
Does need to be careful though. She could be in position for a straight arm lock here. She
can't get straight arm locked until those arms
come out.
So now Cora can begin to put some weight distribution down on those elbows, and now she's in more position for a shoulder lock. Honestly, if Cora, here we go. Let's see what Sarah can do there. If she starts to invert, get her feet on the inside. Cora needs to stay lower if she wants to prevent that. It's been all Cora Sec so far offensively.
These two super fights, 8 minutes long. So obviously that first women's fight, the super fight, went really quick. But we might be approaching. I don't see the time on my board,
but
I
don't see it on the screen.
We could be close to approaching that 8 minute mark here soon.
It seems like a really short 8 minutes.
Yeah, but it's
I feel like it just started.
It's been Cora dominating most of this match. Really doesn't even seem like she wants to let go of this triangle position here.
Yeah, I can understand why. It's a dominant position.
Sure.
Okay, so Curtis, the referee, just announced the time does not stop. Even though it's regulation, the time does not stop as long as a submission attempt is close.
And this qualifies as a submission attempt.
I suppose so. I think the only real threat of the submission here is if one of those hands comes out. While the hands are inside, there is a threat of a shoulder lock, but again, these young ladies are so pliable. Their shoulders are so flexible. Cora would have to really push that elbow all the way across the body to one of Phillips's elbows all the way across the body to create the shoulder pressure. I kept calling them by their first name.
And it would have to happen instantaneously because Phillips is going to be on the defensive right away.
And now you see Phillips is starting to wedge that knee to the middle. She's going to break this thing open now. So she needs to wedge that knee through the inside, start to open her chest and put her nose on the ceiling and create some posture. She's going to be out of this thing. If Cora can make the adjustment here, she'll be able to hang on to it. Cora's coach over there calling for some squeeze.
It really, really looks tough for Phillips here to make any separation here, even with that knee.
That might be the best thing that Sarah can do if she wants
to keep
out
that
of
knee
there.
wedge there. But if she's going to go to her back again, it's going to be, she could be in this for a lot longer potentially.
This is very interesting.
But it doesn't play into Cora's favor for her to let go. So why let go, right?
Yeah, unless she felt like she was exerting a lot of energy. But in this kind of position, she may not be. One thing that could be happening with Cora, something to watch for, she's not got the triangle locked over her shin. It's kind of locked over her foot. And so that, the muscles in the foot are pretty small. They can't, endure a lot of squeeze. And so it's possible her foot could begin to tire out, and that be the thing that begins to unlock.
She's getting closer up to that ankle if she can maybe make a turn here.
Yeah. But you can see she's using her hand to reinforce it. That, to me, is a bit of an indication that that triangle is pretty deep, though.
Yeah. Cora might try to get that close hook on her leg, on Phillips's right leg, to maybe prevent her from trying to base or keep her balance here.
Okay, so now Cora's you see there for just a moment, she was starting to dig her right arm on the inside. That might be the right play for her to make, is just to start to work a hook inside.
Yeah, now she has that leg hooked.
Pull one of those arms back on the inside.
Yeah, now it's hooked. But now it seems like that triangle is cinched up right high on the foot, not as close to that shin as you'd like.
Cora, cool as a cucumber. Not stressing. Phillips starting to make a little separation here, though, it looks like.
She's fighting hard to get out.
But she's not using that knee as a wedge. Now she's using the knee as a wedge to try to get a little bit of space.
Yeah, she's going to be free here. If she could continue that, she will come out.
Oh, wow. Well, so now we're going to go into overtime? I'm assuming we're going into overtime now.
Arms, oh yeah.
The end of regulation, into 8 minutes. That did seem like a quick 8 minutes, but so it sounds like we're going to go into overtime now.
Definitely overtime.
So we have 3 overtime rounds here. All these super fights have 3 overtime rounds.
All right, so Phillips going to get her first look at some offensive play. And she's going to the arm, it looks like. I think it's a good move. I like it.
I think you see a lot of these, especially with the kids and the teens, you see a lot of these spiderweb positions favored.
She's ignoring the leg hook. She's going both arms against.
That can definitely play into a factor into Cora's favor because, now she's using her own leg to affect Phillips' posture. She immediately wrapped up with that leg and put Phillips on her back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not where you want to be.
Definitely not.
No.
And another thing I say, I might favor that spiderweb position. If I were coaching a teenage girl like this, I might tell them not to go to the arm. If you do get it free, those arms are so flexible. Mm-hmm. Do you see how Cora brings her leg into the opposite armpit?
Yeah, you don't see
Great
that.
move. Great play. That really allows her to wedge some leverage there and keep Phillips' posture pushed away from her just a bit. Even if Phillips were to free the arm here, Cora's leg would be on the inside as well.
Now she's got both legs wrapped up, cinched.
Incredibly awkward defense. Unorthodox for sure.
Doesn't look at all flustered, knows exactly what she's trying to do. Just create as much space as she can. But Phillips really has a good grip on that arm.
Well, she's actually got a pretty shallow grip on that arm. If you'll look there, in the 10th Planet System, we emphasize the deep hook. But you see, she's just got the wrist.
she have
Deep
her
hook
leg-
we call elbow to elbow. Now here she comes in with the second hand to reinforce.
Yeah,
Even if this thing pops free,
with
she's
her
not going to
wrist.
be able to push her hips through the elbow with any kind of real leverage.
Yeah, if Cora
because
can
you're
extend
going to
her
need
hips.
that arm against, you need the wrist against your chest. But Cora's leg is there on the place where the arm would be if it comes free. So even though it's a trying position, I'll tell you what Phillips is doing is building up some massive ride time here, and that could be the thing that wins her
could.
the match.
You know, even though the spider web is a more of a risky position for submission, but you do see, a lot of ride time here for Phillips now, which could, play into her favor. But again, you got potentially 3 overtime rounds. So this could be a long, long night for these two girls.
Oh, nice. But Phillips got a long ride out of that. I'm real interested to see these numbers.
131.
So over 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 10 seconds of ride time, 131 seconds. We count the overtimes by seconds, so we don't have to translate them on the fly. I'm from Alabama, not that smart, can't do math.
I'm with you.
Now Cora electing to take the back here of Phillips.
Another thing, these overtimes, there's going to be 3 of these, so it's a collective ride time, a collective escape time, however you want to view that.
Cora could be potentially...
Cora looking to switch off maybe to a twister here.
Yeah, notice she's using that bottom ride leg hook here.
Mm-hmm.
Not worried about that top leg at all.
Oh, she's gonna look to crank the neck here.
Yeah, she's really
She's got a
close on
good
this-
bite
on
on
this
that
twister.
neck. Chases the top hook, starts to lose her angle because of it. We see it again and again.
Yeah.
37 seconds. So quite the contrast for overtime rounds, at least the first overtime round, but it is a collective. Unless we see a submission in this first match, in this the second round, Cora would have to get another submission herself, to match Phillips' submission.
Cora looking like the much more familiar athlete with this rule set. You see, she creates that angle right away in the back position. Phillips looking to secure the figure 4 grip, but this is not exactly the position to do it from. Cora, if she can keep her weight towards her head and her upper body, she can still escape this even though the figure 4 is locked on.
Now she looks like she might be trying. No, I know she's got that
Some
arm
sort of,
under. but
Listen, the choke can be applied there.
Can it be?
It
Okay.
can. It's you just have to be really, really good at it. You see the contrast in the type of ride that each of the girls are electing for. Sarah opting for the top leg ride.
Cora needs to get her hips on the mat now. Both hips on the mat. She's got her head almost on the mat now. Her hips are completely clear.
Sarah hanging onto that head, and that allows her to reestablish this angle to maybe stay on the back. Like to see her ride that left knee underneath. Her left knee needs to go underneath, sit back to your hips, and reset the position. This is an example, again, of her chasing that top hook. But in this case,
A lot of
it
ride
might
time
pay
here
off.
for Phillips. A lot of ride time. Definitely the favorite now with a commanding lead in ride time.
What
Cora-
happened there? Did we call that an escape?
I think you did. Yep.
Interesting. I think I probably would have let that position continue.
Going again with it.
I think it's a good play. Cora, you see how desperately she goes to hang, moves to the arm crush, but see how desperately Cora hangs on to that.
See how Cora leans to her side though when she hooked the leg?
Yeah.
She didn't allow for Sarah Phillips to affect her posture, with her leg. Now Cora can use nice. Does she have the arm free? She has the arm free.
She's got the arm, and she's going to get the tap, potentially. Yes.
Oh, she got the tap. Nice.
She hurt her. Sarah trying to keep
Very
it together.
emotional for Sarah
Yeah,
Phillips
she's
here.
trying to keep it together, put on a tough face. Excellent match for these ladies.
Winner Cora Sec.
Cora's the real deal.
She's very talented, super talented.
That was great. Yeah.
All right, lightweights round 2.
We're back.
All right, so we have our second round matchup for the 125-pound division, our flyweight division. We have
Ulrich.
Jeff Ulrich and Mikhail Craig. Didn't see a lot of action, a lot of attempts by either competitor in the first round. Maybe that was a clash of styles. Who knows? We'll see. Maybe see something different here in this matchup. Again, we're going to an 8-round match. We're going into 2 overtimes. That might play into favor. I don't know, but again, didn't see a lot of attempts from either competitor against their opponents in that first round. So,
Well, what we did see is both of these gentlemen, both Craig and Ulrich, I would say if you were going to judge their first matches based on the regulations just to a referee's decision, that you would have given it to their opponent.
sure.
But they were both able to strategize and win the overtime rounds, and that's what got them into the second round. So that's important to note.
There's definitely, obviously, again, a strategy involved. Now with 2 overtime rounds, that's going to be even more of a factor. So plenty of rest for these guys. I know that the level of cardio is not going to play into effect.
I don't think that's a factor.
This isn't going to play into effect here.
Lighter weights. Particularly in the Landry versus Ulrich match in the first round, Landry dominated the regulation and then just lost on time. So Ulrich able to survive the fire in round 1. Let's see what the strategy is coming into round 2.
Craig definitely looks like he has an idea of what he wants to do to control Ulrich's posture, maybe control a wrist. But again, you see the kind of not I want to say lackadaisical, but just kind of evasiveness and just different eccentric abilities with Ulrich. You don't see a lot of strategizing going straight for one particular position. A lot of different movements with Ulrich here.
Both guys very calm. Oh, we might see a little flash out of Ulrich
donkey
there.
guard? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Neither guy looks to have be particularly wrestling based on their feet, I wouldn't say. No. Both guys pretty upright, kind of slapping at those collar ties. Not what I would call a technical wrestling style.
I mean, either one of these guys could pull guard. There's no penalty for that. So could we see that? I mean, 30 seconds so far.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to see that.
A minute and a half.
I'm not going to predict a power takedown at either one of these gentlemen. Cody, call it.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
You're the wrestler on the panel here, so hear some input from you on what you'd like to see out of these guys here.
I'm not taking shots. Maybe do some tie-ups, get some foot sweeps going.
Yeah, that's something. I think a foot sweep is something you could possibly see from somebody like these two guys. I think I wouldn't be surprised from seeing that.
I think Jeff, with the longer limbs.
Yeah, a little bit more wiry. I mean,
Craig's coming real hard, so you could use that momentum to, do arm drag or something.
Yeah, I think you just see a lot of different styles here from Ulrich. He's definitely he's moving more, but he doesn't.
He's very unorthodox.
He's definitely unorthodox.
Really
That's the word I wanted to use. Unorthodox.
Sometimes those guys are hard to shoot on because they're irky jerky. They're not in the right position as a regular,
Yeah, they don't move where you expect them
exactly.
to move. Yeah, that's a good point.
He's switching lead stances, ortho to southpaw and the wrestling stance.
Craig wants that head and arm position here. If he can get that, maybe with a snap down, something, maybe a foot sweep. But
I think both guys are. I was just about to say both guys are looking to pull butterfly guard from that clinch. You could see it in their posture. So now we'll see both guys in a position they're definitely going to be more familiar with here, it looks like. Craig looking to pass. Knee on the inside.
Now, I know Ulrich can play this butterfly
nice little play at the hip there.
Yep, definitely. Just powered him to his back.
Nice recovery for Ulrich here.
Yeah, that was good. I thought we might see a Darce attempt there from Craig. based on the way he was approaching the guard. So now what position we call the quarter Z. Ulrich framing off the bottom position with his right hand to the hip, top hand framing the shoulders. Craig looking to take an underhook with his right arm.
Yeah, he wants to get Ulrich on his back, but he's not. He hasn't had a chance to do that yet.
Ulrich doing a good job of making sure he doesn't go to his back. Usually the lighter weight classes are better at that than the heavyweights. Nice little foot sweep there, and now we'll get to see Ulrich on the top, and he makes a real similar play with the pass at the hip. Craig opts to turn away.
Craig, almost turning away a little bit.
You know, and that can be an okay position, actually. Ulrich, he looks like he's going to rush this back take just a little. He's getting a little anxious on that back take. I'd like to see him slow it down here just a bit.
His posture's a little too forward.
See, he rushed the back take, and that's going to give Craig an opportunity to recover his guard now. Nice play by Ulrich to keep the position with the knee across the belly there for just a split second. Ulrich looks up, takes a deep breath, checks the clock.
3.5 minutes left here. Second round matchup here.
Playing the north-south position. The north-south can be a viable position.
Haven't seen too much north-south here so far.
And you usually don't see a lot of north-south in pure
especially
no-gi jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of north-south positions.
You see a lot of north-south chokes. You see a lot of north-south Kimuras, but they're typically set up as you enter the north-south position.
Craig with that knee, that left knee restricting Ulrich attempts to go to a mount position.
And you see he actually brings his arm through there. Craig bringing his left arm through, maybe looking to make an escape we call the ghost. But he brings it through the other side again.
Yeah, he looks a little too rushed on these attempts to take the back because
jumps the far hook, misses the position.
He's rolled away on two occasions so far, you know, and he has an opportunity to take the back, and he hasn't had a chance to really reinforce that. You know, he looks a little too excited when he gets to that position in side control.
2 minutes 15 seconds to go. Pretty slow-paced match.
Yeah,
especially for the guys this size.
Too many submission attempts, but. You know, you'd almost want to see a guard pull, you know, maybe, you know, an opportunity here to just get the match to the ground, work a guard position, work something from the back, you know.
Sometimes the match just is slow, and that's just the way it is. I'm not a fan of just running out there and making it fast-paced just to make it fast-paced. You know, sometimes you gotta win how you gotta win sometimes, and that's all right.
Oh yeah, you know, especially when there's money on the line. You know,
especially when there's money or pride on the line. Tried a little bit of a jumping triangle there. Might have ran himself into a problem with it. He recovered okay.
Yeah, we haven't really seen Craig establish a strong side control yet, and maybe if we do, if Craig can get to that position, we can maybe see something set up for him. You know, because for the most part we've seen, you know, Craig locked up in side control from Ulrich. But now Ulrich's kind of holding on to that half guard position. Nice recovery for Ulrich here.
Nice reversal. That may run him into some offense here. Yep. All right. He started to rush that far hook there for just a moment. Look at that flexibility, though, the way he throws the far hook over without taking his weight over. That's the real key to it.
Nice, yeah.
Looks to punch through that overhook for the seatbelt. Gets to it. Good advice from his corner there. Don't just focus on the back. Look at that arm you've got trapped. So Ulrich's corner with a good coaching move there. Arm goes around the neck, but that's just a little. He tried to go to the choke
quick
before he had the position. Tried to hit him in transition.
So now we're just under 30 seconds left. Ulrich might be trying to sit up if he can. Well, now he's going back to his... Yeah, it seems like a lot of the same scrambles are happening in this matchup. You see, you know, Ulrich almost get in position, but then he sits back for guard and a butterfly guard. But now we're going to see overtime here. Any similarities? Any surprises so far? Any takeaways? And I think we saw a lot of these styles in the first round with these two guys, but you know, we didn't necessarily see a lot of submission attempts here. But you know, could the strategy come into play here? You know, I know Craig's definitely familiar with this strategy with the overtime rounds. Knows exactly what he has to do, as far as ride time, where he's at. Because we didn't see Ulrich, his back control wasn't as good as, we've seen from other guys in this division so far.
It wasn't, but he's doing a pretty good job here.
So far, yeah.
Craig making his right arm vulnerable if
he could easily get that arm trapped.
Yeah, so I don't like reaching down for the leg like that unless I'm doing it with the bottom side with my weight already on. You see Craig now starting to work his head to the mat. He's on what we would call the strong side, back of the head to the mat, and now he's going to try to get his left shoulder to the mat and use his right arm to wedge his right shoulder down to the mat. But as he starts to let pressure come off of he lets the weight distribution come off of his head.
Nice.
He could lose the position there, but he is not. I would say he is not out yet.
Not out
now
yet.
He is. He's very close. Very close.
Curtis is right on top of the action. Oh, wow.
Stayed on the ride.
That's impressive. Nice recovery for
Ulrich.
Ulrich.
It was a good recovery by Ulrich, but really, I would say it was more a technical error by Craig.
He's leaving that arm out potentially, like you said earlier, to get trapped. He's really taking a risk with that. That could leave your neck exposed. It definitely makes it harder to defend the neck with only one arm.
Ulrich switching his attack here. His grips look a little loose there.
So far, good ride time for Ulrich.
It's a good ride. Not a bad attack. Not a bad attacking position here for Craig, or for Ulrich. Craig now 2-on-1 on that wrist. And again, Ulrich.
Yeah, very impressed with Ulrich's back control here in this round.
It's really been a couple of technical errors by Craig, in my opinion, here that have kept
He's
the
dodged
ride
some
going
bullets
so
too.
long.
Not getting his arm trapped.
And he may end up getting his neck exposed here because of it.
Oh.
He's definitely going to have to deal with a little pressure against his teeth here. And here comes the lock on the choke. Now, he's not under the chin, but that does not mean that he can't get submitted.
Yeah, he could get a lot of pressure on that jaw, on that bottom jaw. You could definitely get some pressure. Not fun at all.
Who was it in the UFC? Damian Maia versus made his face explode. Who was it? With the rear naked choke across his face. Just made his face explode blood. Can't remember. It was awesome though.
Yeah, well, Damian Maia really doesn't even need the neck to get a submission if he has your back. Yeah.
Nobody does. Even with the chin dropped, the choke is made by cutting off the blood flow through the carotid arteries.
Now Craig here electing to take the back
that happens
here.
on the side of the neck, not under the chin. So common misconception, though it is done in the most efficient way with the arm under the chin. Craig now.
Ulrich really, really good getting those hips down.
I don't mind
on
this
that.
ride that Craig was working there for just a split second, but he lost his connection.
He completely ignored that top leg. Because when you chase that top leg, you risk losing the back altogether. And Craig ignored it completely. And he got the submission.
No, he did not get the submission.
He didn't get the.
No, he did not
tapped.
get the submission.
Okay.
It was an escape. And a quick escape at that. So you see Craig starts to put his head to the mat, and he starts to distribute his weight to the mat, and then he lets the weight come off, and that's how Ulrich stays on this ride for so long. So even in the times when it looks like Craig is about to make his play or Ulrich's about to lose it, the position resets, because when your pressure comes off of your upper body, all the offensive guy has to do is just kind of jerk you back onto the position. So you'll see here, Craig fight for the position, but then he lifts his head and takes the weight off of his head, and that allows Ulrich to adjust and continue to ride just like that. Just like that. He's going to continue it. Craig makes the escape anyway.
He needs to use that foot to push out.
Made it happen.
49 seconds.
So what was the collective ride time there for the first two rounds? So
now Craig here hooking
Craig
that
is
leg,
going to
going
need
for the
a
spider web.
long ride or a submission to make this happen.
Yeah, because Ulrich had a really, really fast escape from the last.
Ulrich is already working his leg to the inside to defend his arm. You see that?
Yeah.
His left shin comes through.
Well, anytime you can use your own leg against your opponent's arm, you're going to have the upper hand.
I believe he's going to be out of this position. Yep. Ulrich advances on overtimes.
Yep.
He's going to the final, but he has not collected any money along the way.
Jeff Ulrich advances, is one half of your finals in the 125-pound division. Back to we got another half of the flyweight division. Jacob Lee and Estevan Martinez. Fan of both of their matches in the first round. Estevan, the giant killer Martinez, had a really strong, impressive showing in his first round matchup. Playing most of that dominant position, mount, taking the back. I think we could easily see a submission here in this matchup. And then Jacob in his first round matchup against Brock Kennedy, you saw a lot of leg battles there.
This is a red hot matchup right here.
This match is going to bring some fire.
So, we had kind of even though it was the smaller guys, we had kind of a slower paced bracket on the other side. This side of the bracket is not slow paced. It is fast. Jacob Lee attacking the legs pretty much exclusively in his first round regulation.
Definitely contrast the styles here, though, too.
Yes, definite contrast styles. Because Ramirez, even though he's aggressive and fast, he really played more of a upper body style of control. Was able to pass the guard.
Nice.
Takes a nice shot.
Attempt for Estevan Martinez here.
He won't pass Lee's guard as easily as my guess. And Lee is in on a leg.
Immediately going for a leg is Jacob Lee. Not wanting to sprawl, really, but just going back to close guard.
So we're going to see some close guard here. You don't
Yeah.
see this a lot with the smaller guys.
Now he looks to
Little
try to
rubber guard.
set up his rubber
position
guard.
we call the crackhead control. Lee's going to now start to either look to go to that dead orchard position, which is similar to what Cora did, but he actually is going to have
Nice
to go
step
with the
over for
omoplata.
Martinez.
Very, very nice defense there by Martinez. The way he sliced the guard open with his knee on the far side by pushing his knee against the elbow.
We didn't see Lee really in any of these positions in his first match.
Definitely not. He was the offensive player in the leg locking positions exclusively in his first match until it got to overtime.
Yeah, you saw Estevan with in a lot of these positions in his first matchup.
Estevan looks great here when he's on the top positions. Great. I like his control here. I like his composure. Lee tries to buck. He might see a spinning arm lock attempt. Here it comes.
Break the grip here of Lee, potentially. Oh, he almost has it straightened out. Nice escape for Jacob Lee. But Estevan Martinez automatically sets up for a guillotine attempt and then goes for a leg. You see so many submission attempts here. Crazy.
Lee is a
It's
savage.
one submission to the other.
Estevan, a savage.
Wow.
Man, Ramirez is impressive, huh?
Boom.
Martinez, excuse me.
Lee escapes the armbar, then has to escape the guillotine, then has to escape the leg lock. It's one thing right after the other. Good transitions from Martinez. Definitely just doesn't. He aborts one when he knows he's definitely not going to get the submission. So, that's good awareness for Martinez. Very good awareness, grappling wise. Jacob Lee now just really trying to survive here.
He's got his composure, though. He's nice and calm.
Now
you see
he's
Martinez looking to threaten that baseball bat choke, which is something he did in the first round as well.
But that knee on belly here from Martinez has got to be super heavy. As someone is,
he's not really using it for heavy though. You see, he's keeping the weight distributed in his upper body. He uses that knee on belly as like a guard to stop the guard retention. Now he's got a little more weight towards it there, but really you see he's using his right arm to distribute the weight through Lee's neck. And the left leg, the knee on the belly, is used to keep that guard from coming back into play. Jacob Lee tried to bounce him back into a leg lock.
Martinez really good at neutralizing Lee's attempt to kind of sit back for that leg lock. Now he's transitioning over to the other side.
I'm very impressed by Martinez. Again, he threatens this baseball bat choke. Not quite there. You're going to need the guy flat to finish that for sure. But he's confident in it. We see him attack it over and over. And then we're back into the half guard. And now we're going to see a real traditional 10th planet, a real
he's got
common
lockdown
10th
here.
planet attack. We call the lockdown half guard. This is what you saw Eddie Bravo utilize against Hoyler Gracie over and over again. Martinez does a great job
deflecting that lockdown.
He does it with that twisting, what we would call a twister pass. He turns his hip there.
And it is a little bit easier for Lee to keep that lockdown in because he has the spats. But, Estevan Martinez just really good at keep neutralizing it and then just keeping Lee on the defensive the whole time so far.
Martinez is a beast. He's on a Kimura grip here. Lee probably going to be very familiar with a Kimura play here. That's something that's a really big part of the gym that he's a part of, 10th Planet San Diego.
Estevan.
My man Cody Garbrandt
that Kimura.
I asked him for a bottle of water as he stepped away. I thought I was going to come back with some like Costco water. He comes with this fancy Austin water, Mountain Valley,
in a glass.
Big old glass. It's my man Cody. I think I love you. Don't tell.
You have to tell Aubrey things. I was out of his personal stash.
So far, halfway through this matchup, we've seen Martinez 100% be the aggressor here. And we got Lee really playing a lot of defensive techniques with his jiu-jitsu so far. Martinez just brings so many attacks to his game. Keeping his opponent always on the defensive. I mean, that's ideally the best strategy. It's keeping your opponent constantly defending.
Martinez, all offense here. All offense.
Both hooks here for Martinez. Mm-hmm. Now his back control very, very strong.
Yes,
super strong.
You can see
back
a
control.
Huge difference in the way he controls the back versus the way we've seen some of the other guys in this bracket control the back. Martinez is a professional back control here, and he's looking for a palm down choke, maybe it looks like. I can't see if he's got underneath the chin.
If he can extend his hips,
he may have a
might
choke
even
in
be
there,
under the
palm
neck
to palm.
there. Yeah.
I can't see. He's definitely arching in. Cody, you may have a better angle there.
Now it's
Oh,
switch.
that
He uses it to get under the
under.
chin.
That was almost under.
Man, that was smooth.
Now, Cody, this is a position that I know that
We're
that
in
you
here a
are
lot.
super familiar with. Your gym great at this position. What would you like to see out of this?
More so just fighting the choke hand, getting that over, maybe getting that arm over across the head, but getting the back to the mat, foot fighting, getting that one hook out and trying to escape from there. That's something that Chris, as our jiu-jitsu coach, practices or preaches about doing. Oh, perfect. A little bit of space and was able to hit placed out on top.
Now we
Look at
see
this.
Now we see Martinez playing from open guard here. Let's see if he has any attacks here. Now Lee really
He gets the pass.
looks like he was going to set up for a Peruvian.
Yeah, he got a little anxious there, attacking the
He
head.
did a little bit, yeah.
Got a little anxious, sat to his guard.
But immediately you see Martinez transition to find his way back on top. He finds his way back on top so much. It's really it's exciting, and it's got to be tiring for Jacob here.
Martinez keeps a tight shell, though, man. Lee
Yes.
keeps a tight shell.
Martinez is so compact. He's got to put a lot of pressure on these, especially for the weight. He looks heavy on top.
Yeah, as probably the smallest guy in this division, he looks like he easily applies the most pressure out of any of the guys.
Easily.
Yeah. Says a lot about your jiu-jitsu is how you can just apply your pressure.
Yeah.
How much you can weigh a certain amount, but if you feel like you weigh 200 pounds, I mean, that makes the world of difference.
Martinez looking at either a Kimura or an arm lock attempt here. The way he's positioned his left leg makes me think he may be thinking about an arm lock rather than a Kimura. But it may not matter. Now he's going to switch to more of a Kimura style.
I'm a little surprised. I thought we might see a submission here, but it looks like we're going to go into overtime. We saw a really close armbar attempt. We saw a heel hook attempt from Jacob Lee as a counter. We saw a guillotine attempt. So we've seen a lot of attempts, not quite no finishes in this one, but who knows, we might see one in this overtime. because you're going to give Esteban a chance to, or Martinez to take the back here or take the spiderweb. So we could see a submission here easily.
So seeing what you've seen so far, if you're Martinez coming in, which position do you choose, Cody?
Man.
Or do you just go with your strength no matter what?
Oh, he's picking offense now.
Yeah, so
okay.
Lee is going to elect to take the spiderweb position here. 2 overtime rounds here.
We'll see with the shorter.
I would expect Lee to be very, very good at the spiderweb position. I expect to see him contain that leg regardless of what happens here.
Stretch him out. He's got shorter limbs. Oh,
he lost the arm.
Nice escape
Wow.
from Martinez.
that was slick.
I think you see a little frustration on Lee's face. A little
Definitely.
bit. Yeah.
Jump on
Martinez goes straight in. And I got the crowd amped.
Yeah,
He did
Martinez,
not
right.
waste a second. He went straight into the position. The crowd really liked that.
But Lee already has his head on the mat, though.
That's something that our wrestling coach, taught us growing up. Immediately when you take someone down, that's another. Or you get away, you attack again. Maybe that's a little mental break with Lee.
That was a quick escape for
right on
Brendan,
top of him,
for Jacob Lee here. That was a very quick escape.
That's a great point, Cody. And I think that's something that's really overlooked as guys. That's something that a guy of your stature, of your caliber, you really have a strong mental advantage over most of your opponent. You really saw that in your Cruz match, actually, where Cruz traditionally has the mental edge over his opponents. You were able to exert that mental pressure on him.
Yeah, definitely. When you feel a little bit of a slight pause or not call it breaking a little bit, you gotta jump all over it, especially when you're at the highest level competing.
Looking for him to make that exhale.
Yeah, it just kind of takes him out of that immediate moment, that you're going through. If you can get somebody out of that mindset, you got
to be all over him.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit, especially like I said, at a high level. These guys are definitely at a higher level, jiu-jitsu practitioners. With Cruz, he had a good poker face, but he definitely got to capitalize on a lot of those, just like Martinez did when Lee. He escaped Lee in 14 seconds. Wow, all right. That's great.
And this overtime's been really, really neck and neck so far.
It's very close.
Yeah. Don't quite have the official time yet, but yeah, these guys very, very close in their ride times.
So the collective ride time for Lee was 63 seconds. The collective ride time for Martinez here, he's got to ride for a pretty long time here. He needs to ride for around 45 seconds.
No way.
Lee may get out of this and win this thing in overtime despite being dominated in regulation.
Oh, stop it.
I believe Lee just won this thing in overtime.
Wow.
Wow, great.
Wow. Jacob Lee, again, the familiarity with the overtime positions, with the rule set, with the EBI strategy.
Definitely a look of frustration on Martinez.
Huge advantage.
I'd almost want to see another overtime round for these guys,
I'll be honest with you, I'd like to see those guys fight again. I'd like to see those guys compete.
Grapple,
again. Normally I don't mind calling a jiu-jitsu match a fight. I feel a little self-conscious saying it with Cody sitting next to me.
All right, guys, we're back. Second round matchup for our heavyweight. We got Adam Saknoff, 10th Planet Black Belt under Denny Probkos, Andrew Kimmler out of Texas Punishment Crew in Beaumont, Texas. Adam got the quick submission in his first round matchup.
Adam had a 60-second submission. And Kimmler went to overtime.
Yes. So could we see a lot of the same positions? Adam elected to pull guard very, very early in his match with his in his first round matchup. So, again, you see the small guy game that Andrew Kimmler uses. So maybe they neutralize each other. I don't know, but we'll see.
Kimmler didn't really play much of a small guy's game though in the beginning in his match. He played the top positions.
Had a lot of top pressure. Yes.
Yeah, he played the back mostly in his
but
first match.
But he can move like a little guy though.
And Saknoff chooses to pull guard again. Not surprising, knowing his game. I know Adam's game pretty well, having trained with him some.
Those big red spats, yeah.
Dude, when he played at Abu Dhabi, he came out and it was a big red rash guard, like big red chewing gum thing. Yeah, he just might as well take it. These guys are
Adam going for an arm drag here to take the back.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Nice back take for Adam here, Saknoff.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Nice.
Big old red spider monkey.
Well, Andrew being the bigger guy in this matchup, you'd want to see somebody try to take the back and try to get an advantage like this, because Adam elected to pull guard right away, but Kimmler neutralized it, but Adam
he did not pull a defensive guard.
No, he
like
didn't pull
saying.
a defensive guard. Yeah.
And now Adam with the body triangle. How many times do you think Kimmler has been stuck in a body triangle?
I can count on one hand probably. Yeah.
I tell you, I won't be the guy to put him in one.
Yeah, Kimmler definitely looks a little frustrated now.
Sachnov switching the body triangle to the other side.
Nice. Oh, that's
excellent.
We mentioned this before the tournament, Brandon, that Adam Sachnov has a lot of familiarity with this rule set. He's competed in EBI. He's obviously a 10th planet black belt, so he knows what works as far as what positions are going to wear out your opponent, what you can do to maybe get into overtime. This body triangle is such a, it's a very established position. It keeps your opponent in this position for really as long as you want. If you can just keep maintaining that transition with each triangle, then you can hold on as long as you want, and it's so debilitating.
Really wear your opponent out here. What you're seeing here is black belt level control at the back from Adam. And you also see, look, man, how often does a guy like Kimmler really have a savage like this on his back in training?
Underneath the chin.
Adam.
He might just be trying to
he may submit him right there.
Wow.
And that's an example of what we were talking about earlier.
That's two submissions.
You do not have
Adam
to be
Sachnov.
under the chin to create the choke. You can break a man's face, you can break a man's soul, and you can choke him with his chin down.
I really liked his transition, on the sides when he was attacking the throat. His body triangle was really fluid. Kept his pressure,
Adam Sachnov.
I think he's got more submissions than any of the guys in the flyweight so far.
Okay, Big Red.
Sachnov with a rear naked face choke.
Blue corner, Jimmy.
Now we're in the second half of our bracket for the heavyweight division. We got Stephen Aiken and Jimmy Lugo. Jimmy looked really impressive in his
Jimmy
matchup.
Lugo looked like a murderer.
Yeah, he definitely was the aggressor against Crisp in that first matchup. But Stephen Aiken brings a different game, bigger opponent, more weight. We'll see if that's going to play into effect. Obviously Aiken has the advantage playing under the rule set with 10 Planet San Diego. So if it goes into overtime, you might see that at an advantage. But man, if Lugo can get a dominant position early, I just don't know that if Aiken gives up a bad position, it could be a short night for Aiken here. Because Lugo just looked like a man on fire in this first matchup.
Aiken advanced into this second round, but he really got, let's be honest, he got dominated in his first match, even though he won the overtime rounds.
He scooted by in that first round matchup against Austin Avera, for sure.
He got 2 walkouts. All right.
Again, 8 minutes, 2 overtime rounds. Potentially, if we've seen anything from Jimmy Lugo so far, he doesn't want to go into overtime. Overtime is not his game. He's going for the submission. Lugo in the purple rash guard, Aiken in the teal rash guard here.
Bit of a size difference.
A little bit, yeah.
Aiken, the second largest guy in the bracket. He went in at 262.5. Lugo, I'm not sure.
It's 225?
Yeah, 220, 225.
Trim a little longer than Aiken, but again, Bruno Basto's black belt. You're getting really top quality training with Bruno. And,
absolutely.
So again, you could see a flying triangle with Jimmy. You could see a lot of aerial attacks potentially with him. He definitely attacks from a lot of different angles. Arm drag attempt for Aiken here.
Both guys real composed on the feet here.
Yeah, definitely familiar, and they know, just trying to break each other's grips, play a little hand fighting here.
You see Lugo take that deep breath, not because he's tired, but just to remind himself, reset and breathe.
Yeah.
Reset and breathe.
Yeah, that's what Chris Holdsworth tells me all the time. We scramble out, getting there, make sure we're breathing in positions that we're, control. It's a huge thing. Sometimes you seem to forget, especially when you need that breath to squeeze out, extra squeeze to get the submission.
That's the mark of a good coaching and a seasoned competitor as well.
Oh. Mr. Miyagi on him.
Try to play it.
Fighting here.
It's like, I'm going to get an arm drag on one side or the other, son. It's your call. Aiken straight up leg kicks him right there.
Looked for a leg sweep potentially, but yeah, Lugo. Well, Lugo with that collar tie here, trying to get that
baiting him
posture
with that
Aiken.
lead leg just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he looks like he wants
to catch that single.
Maybe try to get that single leg.
I actually did that a lot growing up wrestling, would bait him to shoot in and just counter defense and sprawl and then reshot. So maybe that's, like I said, he's using that as a defensive weapon to set up his offense.
A lot of guys will show you that single leg too nowadays in submission grappling, just to lock up that Kimura grip, and on the far side. Or you'll see it a lot now too for a flying scissor leg takedown.
Nice arm drag.
Arm drag. Aiken has to hide his back on the mat, ends up in the bottom half. Saved the back take though. Lugo had a serious top game earlier.
Aiken needs to get an
Aiken
underhook
is not
here.
where he wants to be right here.
He had the lockdown for a little bit,
nice.
but now Lugo. Well, now he's playing quarter guard here.
There it is. Nice knee cut.
Lugo looks
Background.
fabulous. Little
I love
coffee
dropping
grinder.
elbow. Good. This guy, I like the way he moves.
Nice transitions for Lugo here.
Let's settle back. Let's break him down off his.
Lugo looking like a strong black belt skill level here.
Oh yeah, if he can. Oh, nice transition for the back for Lugo here.
He may have the choke. He's got a choke attempt at least.
Not a position
Nice
Aiken
crank,
needs to be in here.
Hard crank on the neck.
Yeah.
Aiken survives
Gonna go the
though.
other way.
Lugo gonna reset.
Lugo has a
the
lot of
clock.
different options from here.
Yeah.
He's definitely shown us that he
Settling
can attack
back.
from different angles.
Yep. Using that hand post to settle back.
Yeah, really good, calm black belt level control here from Lugo. Aiken, he's a survivor though.
Yeah, he did a lot of that in his first round matchup, but Lugo's seems like a different animal here.
Aiken's gonna end up on top of here.
Yep.
Lugo now playing close guard here. Again,
Lugo heavily
strong close guard too for Lugo. I know he has really good close guard game. So
This is actually the first
Aiken
time we've
can't
seen
sleep.
Aiken on top in either of
Yes.
his matches.
You know, you can't sleep. Aiken can't sleep and get too comfortable here in Lugo's full guard.
Like you said, he fell off the back, kind of lost position and kind of stayed there instead of knee getting up.
Lugo kind of opening his guard for a second briefly and then closing it quickly. Maybe
Trying a Ezekiel choke from the bottom there. He went to throw a triangle, but Aiken had his left elbow in perfect position against the lever there. By the lever, I mean the end of the thigh, which is the lever to the hip, the knee area. Aiken going to look to stand here a little bit.
Not really at all trying to break the guard of Lugo here.
Well, Lugo's not giving him a chance to break
Yeah.
the guard in a safe way.
Not trying to-
Lugo's
yeah.
constantly attacking him,
Yeah,
changing
'cause-
his angles. He's going to look for a flower sweep or a back take here.
He would overwhelmingly open himself up if he was going to try to open his guard up some way. You know, he would. You don't want to leave yourself open on a guy like Lugo.
Definitely not. Lugo breathing
Taking
hard
some
from the
deep
bottom
breaths,
there,
huh?
yeah.
Maybe taking some deep breaths as the fatigue set in. Nice.
Throws a triangle
Maybe-
attempt. Aiken absolutely not having it. Back to the feet, Lugo.
Just
takes a
under
couple of
3
deep
minutes
breaths.
left here.
Doesn't look tired though.
No, he doesn't look
Breathing.
tired. Yeah.
Breathing, focusing on his breathing, but not tired. Nice to see.
Lugo maybe trying to do that head snap again that he did
Yeah,
to
look
take
to-
the back.
Look to shake
To get
that
that
collar tie
single
off
leg.
and maybe go to a rush in there. 2-on-1 here from Lugo. Aiken looks for the overhook. They reset back to the middle. Little hand fighting here. Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior style.
Nice single leg attempt for Jimmy Lugo. Aiken quickly pulling half guard here.
Yeah, he's position we call the butter half. One butterfly hook, part half guard.
Nice, okay.
Lugo drives
Same
straight
position,
through it.
same position that he was in with Corbin Crisp.
Just under 2 minutes. He's got a good position. Is he going with it?
He might be setting up an armbar attempt, but again, you know, any opening, Lugo's going to capitalize on it. He's definitely attacking. You can't let anything give anything open for Lugo. He's going to take every opportunity to get a submission here. Sits back, maybe almost for a triangle.
Nice.
Nope.
Lugo's vicious,
All
bro.
over him, yeah.
He's vicious. It's a good look at a Darce potentially right here.
Lugo neutralizes that leg.
Lugo's going for the soul, not the head.
Yeah, we have almost a minute left here, just right at a minute and 5 seconds here. See what Lugo decides to attack, if he can get Aiken out of this turtle position.
Might be wise for Aiken to try to ride this one out, get to overtime here.
It could play into his favor just to kind of ride it out. But who knows? There's 30 seconds left. Lugo could just jump on something right away.
Aiken able to secure this lockdown here with an underhook.
Nice.
He's trying to work for a play that in the 10th plant system we call that the electric chair. He tries to come up on
Nice, back to the
dogfight.
head.
Lugo shakes it, boom, spins to the back.
I like this. He's all over.
Nice
He's making him
armbar
look
for
right.
Lugo here. Let's see if he can get
Timeout going
it straightened out. Oh, almost for a second, Aiken had his arm free.
Nice, short time.
Ooh, oh man, so close, and we're gonna go to overtime. Wow, that was so close. Lugo almost had the finish. What a match! That was fun. That was a fun match.
Lugo brings the heat.
I think now we see Aiken taking some deep breaths. We see a little fatigue set in.
Aiken taking some deep breaths, but we saw some
Lugo.
frustration on the face of Lugo.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of made a hand gesture over towards Aiken. Like, are you not entertained? I am, though, Jimmy. Please don't hurt me.
Deep breaths from these guys here.
I liked what Lugo did at the end. Right there, he was all over him. He waited for the last 15 minutes to tire him out going in this. That spent a lot of energy, but he went for the attack and, like I said, threatened him a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the last 30 seconds, he attacked at least 2 or 3 different submissions. So, up until the very last second, it was submission.
Aiken's breathing heavy. That last flurry going into the overtime round. There's where that middle aspect comes in. Here I'm in overtime, just went hard. This guy's still going hard at the end of the round, going into overtime.
You know, it's something Richie, Stephen Aiken's coach, Richie Martinez, something he told me earlier today. I was like, give me a little insight. What's Aiken's game like? He said, bro, he's got heart.
Yeah.
And that is on display here fully. And he's going to escape this position. You see how he keeps his weight on his upper body here and keeps driving his shoulders to the mat. Oh, he made a turn on him.
Nice escape for Aiken. A little bit of ride time, though, for Lugo.
52 seconds.
Just under a minute, 52 seconds for Jimmy Lugo for his ride time. Aiken now, maybe this is strategy. He's electing to take the arm bar here, the spider web position. Sits back.
He's creating
Trying to
quite
get
a
that
bit of
lean.
stress against that arm.
If he can get that lean all the way and get that arm free, because Lugo's only defending with his arm here.
Lugo's hanging on by his fingers right here.
Barely,
Guys.
yes.
But you see how he's using his left hand to grab Aiken's tricep? That's keeping him alive right here. But Aiken committed to holding that leg. That keeps him on the ride.
Oh, it's slipping. It's slipping.
The grip is slipping.
It goes to the wrist.
Now, will Aiken make the mistake of letting go of the leg?
He has the arm free. He had the arm free. He couldn't finish it, though.
He moves to the X break,
Wow, look at this.
and he loses the leg.
Oh, belly down.
He
What
stepped
a
over.
play!
Wow.
Oh,
nice.
What a scrap.
Literally,
Awesome.
I think literally that slipped out of Aiken's hands. I think we'll see Jimmy Lugo. Well, we'll see what happens, but of course, I think that was I don't know if that was a smart strategy
These guys
for
are laying
Aiken
it out
to do.
here. This is awesome.
That was
don't
some
know.
strong offense from Aiken right there.
It was, but he had the arm that he couldn't finish.
He let go of the leg, bro.
Exactly what you said.
What's the ride time? in those?
42 seconds, 52 seconds. Aiken
So,
had 42.
10-second
Very-
difference. Very
Aiken
close,
had 52, you said?
Aiken had 42.
So he's behind 10 seconds running
seconds.
into the second one. But he's out quick.
Wow.
Lugo He's frustrated, man. That's the second time he's shown
deep
frustration.
breaths, yes, for Lugo here.
So if Aiken can ride for 31 seconds here, he wins the match.
He's going to that.
29 seconds to
All right, we need to see
No
Lugo
movement here.
Heavy pressure
escape
there.
or avoid the submission in under 29 seconds.
Oh, we let go of the leg. Now you got a man like Jimmy
he's on his
Lugo on
knees
top
now.
of
Yes.
him here.
That's a lot of weight.
But the clock's
yep.
ticking. The clock's
Aiken
ticking.
keeps that deep hook and reverses it. He's going to get the arm.
He's going to tap
He
out.
got it.
Wow.
Stephen Aiken.
Nice.
2 comebacks in overtime.
That was impressive. Very, very impressive. He came back. He came back from defeat to finish Jimmy Lugo. Wow, that was amazing.
Wow.
He throws up
Good
that
stuff.
10.
Wow.
That sent chills up my arms, man.
Like you said, his coach spoke to you about heart. He had perseverance and heart. He was down the whole fight, whole grappling match, and ended up getting the submission at the end of the second overtime.
Wow.
You know,
Hats off to him.
Jimmy Lugo is very frustrated walking off the mat. And it's frustrating to lose a match like that, but that loss is absolutely not a reflection of his skill set.
Guys,
He was
very skilled.
a very,
impressed
very
with the way he
skilled.
moved.
Yes.
guys, we might have my favorite competitor of the night here right now. We got our last 2 super fights coming up. We got Lucas Valente from Gracie, Baja, Texas, a brown belt under Vinicius Draculino. This guy literally looks like a magician on the mats.
Lucas Valente, definitely the guy I'm most excited about coming into the match.
By the way, Lucas is going to be on the next EBI card. EBI 13? October 22nd?
Yes, that's correct.
That's going to be in LA at the Orpheum Theater. Lucas Valente in the
Lucas
lightweight
Valente,
division.
he's a brown belt, right?
He's a brown belt,
But
yes.
he's the kind of brown belt that wakes up and eats black belts for lunch.
Yeah.
Or for breakfast, I suppose, in the morning.
Will his lunch or breakfast be Vince Barbosa tonight? We will see.
Barbosa's a black belt.
Barbosa is a black belt, a Dark Clan Jiu Jitsu black belt under Derek Garza. Vince is definitely, he's been in Onnit Invitational before. So has Lucas Valente. So I think we're going to see some fire here.
Barbosa outweighs him by, I believe, 18 pounds at the weigh-ins.
But you know what? That doesn't matter to Lucas.
No, it doesn't. He
Weight
doesn't
never
care.
matters to this kid.
His guard is incredible, and his back control is outstanding. I was speaking to Lucas earlier today. Look how relaxed Lucas is. Look how flexible. But I was speaking to Lucas earlier today, and his strategy is to get to the back and go to the choke.
Nice.
He was saying he doesn't have a ton of faith in joint submissions right now because guys are so flexible and they're so willing to let themselves get broken.
He's got to rely
He
on
said,
the choke.
but
Yeah.
everybody sleeps. That's what he said to me. Everybody sleeps.
I like that. Like you said, he's coming out, getting ready to take
Sock lock.
getting
A
ready to
steamer lock.
take the back and go for the choke. That's like a fighter saying,
Nice
go out there and knock
guillotine
someone
attempt
out.
for Lucas Valente here. Vince Barbosa really good at defending that guillotine attempt here.
These guys bringing the heat right out the gate.
Definitely expected this from Lucas to pull guard and try to get his position, maybe work his guard game, or maybe if it, like you mentioned, taking the back here, But I don't necessarily
Valente in
think,
on the steamer lock again.
I don't know if Lucas if
Nice.
wow, he got the heel
That
hook.
was
Yeah,
tight.
That was
I
a steamer
I
lock.
thought he
You know, I
was
was
gonna
gonna
tap in the
say,
second roll.
I didn't think Vince was gonna give up his back,
yeah.
but man, Lucas is
That popped
super
it.
crafty on getting that leg lock
He heard him.
attempt. Nice Estima lock.
Thing about that Estima lock, it's brutal. It'll pop your foot. It's not probably sending you to the hospital though, but it will make you quit.
Oh yeah,
Congratulations,
it's not gonna
Lucas
blow your
Valente.
knee
that
out
was
like a heel
super
hook
tight.
will.
Once he started rolling, I'm surprised he rolled as many times as it was. Wow.
He's going to be limping on that for a couple of days, man. Same thing that happens, a steamer lock's the same thing that happens to you in a toe hold, which is the same exact pressure. Like if you ever rolled your ankle playing basketball
Yep.
or like you land on somebody's foot playing volleyball.
Yeah, it's just annoying. You have to rest it, nurse it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we got our 155-pound showdown here and our super fights. Both title holders, Chance Bro, a 155-pound winner in the Onnit Invitational 4. Wow.
Let's go, baby.
He's
All
ready to
right.
rock.
Jordan Holly, we got a 155-pound Texas Submission Hunter Nogi belt owner right now. I mean, these guys don't blink.
Dude, can you tell
electricity?
a big difference in the crowd since that Stephen Aiken comeback?
Yes,
Stephen Aiken got the crowd jumped, dude.
Heavyweight, doing it big here in Austin.
I'm gonna call it right now. I think we're gonna see a leg lock finish.
By Chance Bro? Or by Jordan Holy?
Put a bet on it. Put a bet on it.
We're gonna see a leg lock finish. I'm gonna call it here.
Call it. Who you got?
I'm not gonna call. I'm not gonna pick. I'm not gonna pick. I want to see a great match. Yeah,
You
but I think it's gonna see it. We're gonna see a leg lock.
Jordan Holy sits right to his bottom. Chance Bro is a very aggressive player, fighter as well.
Very energetic.
Not just a
Only 19
grappler.
too. Got his brown belt at 19 years old.
Nice.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah. Very impressive.
We're gonna see him play a
BJJ
heavy-
Revolution.
Look to play a heavy pressure game, even though he rushes to the top position. Plays a heavy pressure game to get the pass. Holy shakes him off, and Chance shakes his finger at him.
Nice pass.
We've seen.
Go to the.
Well, I saw Chance submit everybody in his tournament in the Onnit Invitational 4, and I've seen Jordan Holley go up against guys like John Calistine, James Partridge. You know, I've seen him against some of the best leg lockers in the world right now.
Calistine might be one of the scariest leg lockers on the planet.
Incredible right now, and obviously he won the 135-pound bracket in the Onnit Invitational 4. You know,
Brutal.
so crazy. So both guys super leg lock savvy here.
Bro with a fabulous back ride right here. I like his positioning. Just that positioning alone is going to give him a better look at the choke. Do you see the way he is driving his overhook side deeper, and he's making his connection at the back based on the overhook? And I think that really provides a superior level of control when you're riding the back.
Yeah, strong.
A lot of guys make their connection based on how hard can I squeeze this. Holy makes a nice escape there. A lot of guys base their back control on how hard can I squeeze this thing. But it's really the name of the game is technique and positioning.
Strong neon belly here for Bro here. Strong pressure. And again, that Tim Creator pressure, that BJJ Revolution style. We've seen it from guys like Cy Landry here before. You know, really, really strong.
Interesting.
Yeah, going back to.
Yeah, that was interesting. Now he's looking to dismount. He's mounting and then looking to dismount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not committing to one position completely.
Slides into an arm lock. Kind of pretty good arm lock attempt, but Holy's going to be able to make some pressure here. I'd like to see Chance use his left leg under the arm to really tilt the pressure back this way.
Oh,
nice play there by
Sim-
Jordan Holy.
Yes.
Chance Bro very hard to leg lock. Very familiar with this leg lock game. Already the knee line is
line's
clear,
out, yeah.
and he's going to use that to try to take the back.
Good stuff.
Beautiful jiu-jitsu by both guys.
Very, very impressive so far.
Flowing.
Nice mount attempt.
And he
Look at that.
dismounts again.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's 3 for 3.
Well, I don't think he doesn't let the guy he doesn't let his opponent just get a little familiar with the position right away. You know, he goes to mount and immediately dismounts, like you said.
No, I definitely like the way he's moving.
I wonder if it's something he's feeling from Holy there. It's got to be, right?
He's not feeling comfortable being
Now check this out. Single hook control. Doesn't rush. I'm impressed by Bro's back control.
Oh, nice.
I'm impressed by Bro's back control.
He's getting this.
Almost has the neck here. Does he have the neck? Nope.
Nice. There you go.
No,
Able
not
to grip
yet.
it?
Not yet.
Oh,
Yeah, he's not quite under the chin here.
there it is.
Just
You don't need
cinching
it. You don't need
cinching
the
it,
chin.
cinching it. He's not gonna.
But he's got those hips extended.
If you're not going to be under the chin, you really want to have a perfect, clean
Right.
positioning with your arms. So we saw Sacknoff get the choke without being under the chin, but his arms were positioned perfectly.
Right.
6.5 minutes left here.
Chance Bro keeping Jordan Holy on the run here. We saw one flash of a leg lock from Holy there, but
10-minute match too, by the way. This is a 10-minute match. And we've seen fire the whole matchup so far.
Yeah, this has been
Yeah.
Bro riding with double unders now rather than the seatbelt. That's more of a positional control tactic rather than a finish exposure tactic. Now he's under the
under the
chin.
neck.
Now he could have
Almost
something to
under the
work
neck.
with here.
great. He's got to rip it hard. Head position. Nice.
He's under the chin now.
He's got it. Oh, wow.
He's lost it now.
Nope. He got
Wow,
out.
Jordan
Nice.
Holy is tough.
Stuff,
Super
yeah, that
elusive,
was-
yes.
Bro's coming straight back at him, though. You
Jumping
see how
on that.
now this position here, how Bro pushes his hips back to the hips to maintain the control, and that's something that we've seen over. Bro congratulates
Yeah.
Holy on how tough he is.
Good sign of respect right there.
Bro's a good kid, it seems like. See how he sits on the hips. Over and over today, we've seen
Yeah,
guys when
ride-
they take the
they
back,
ride too high.
They ride too high. But Bro rides his hips back at the hips, and that allows him to keep that position. He takes that top hook out, goes the single hook control, and now he may be looking for a twister right here.
Yep.
Roll into the truck. He's going to try to attack the legs.
Oh.
He's in on a calf crush down there. Holy can
Wow.
reverse this position,
Yes.
though.
Wow.
Good stuff.
That was strong calf crush for Chance Bro.
Chance Bro. with a
Impressive.
Play out of the
That was
10th Planet
impressive.
playbook.
That was nice.
That was awesome. Really high level.
Very impressive.
Nice. Man, that was an awesome matchup. Crazy.
Dude, great shit, brother. That was awesome. That was, hey, great to watch that.
That was impressive, man. Damn.
Chance
Super-
Bro came over here and
super
gave us a little
impressive, man.
love.
shit, man. That was an honor to
He
watch.
came
that.
out. That boy came out, did a back handspring, a back flip, and then he did a back control and killed a man.
I'm gonna have to invite that boy to my camp. You know, it'd be great to train with that kid.
Dude, he's gonna be
He's the
he's
real
something
deal, yeah.
special.
I
Huh?
bet that would be a good idea.
Not recruiting him, Tim, so don't take it that way. But I'd like to have him on the squad.
Yeah, what do you? I mean, a guy like that just brings so many different variables, you know, especially in the grappling world, like, you know, because there's so much evolution right now, especially going to MMA too. You see a lot of different, leg lock strategies in MMA. You know, it's opened up so many different styles now in MMA. So a guy like that could just be so valuable in a camp.
Yeah, for his style, watching him tonight, the way he attacks the front headlock, spins to the back, is dismounting, mountain. You know, that's all MMA. A lot of that's
Yeah.
MMA base right there. So that'd be great to train with that kid. Definitely.
Well, yeah, maybe he'll get an invite.
We're going to see the 125-pound final now. Jacob Lee, who, let's be honest again, did not really produce much offense
He survived
during
against Esteban
his
Martinez.
regulation last
He
time.
survived.
But he
he
managed
made it out.
to win the
He made it out.
strategic battle in overtime
Yep, this
again.
is, hit 3 matches apiece going, for these guys. Let's see the stamina, the cardio these guys have.
I really feel like Lee has from what we've seen from each of these guys coming in to the final, I feel like Lee has got to be the favorite coming into this
right.
final.
It feels like he's more,
He's been battle tested.
battle tested
sure.
in these competitions,
Yes.
exactly, especially for the rule setting.
He's going to throw some leg lock heat right here. I can pretty much guarantee that. So if Ulrich's going to survive this thing, he's going to have to survive a leg lock barrage from Lee.
So our finals match brings us 10-minute rounds, 3 overtime rounds. So 1 10-minute round, 3 potential overtime rounds.
I don't think we're going to see the overtime here.
Might not, yeah. Might
And
not.
if we don't, it'll be the first match of this bracket that hasn't seen overtime.
Yep.
Every match has been advanced by overtime so far in the 125-pound division.
I'm a little surprised about that stat.
I'll be
to
honest with you. Yeah, that's kind
a
of
little surprising.
unusual.
Yeah. I thought we'd see a few more submissions, but you know what, man?
I don't mind
been,
it though, man.
No.
The most exciting match of the night, well, until Chance Bro just threw down, the most exciting match of the night was
Man, how could you go against Jimmy Lugo,
Aiken
though?
versus Lugo.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
That Esteban Martinez match was exciting
yeah,
too.
he's pretty amazing, too.
Him against Jacob Lee was fun, man. It was fun to watch.
been a lot
I
of
just
great
like to
matches
watch
tonight.
Esteban is fun to watch, but of course Jacob got it done.
So a little bit of a feeling out process here at the top. A lot of hand fighting. Neither guy really trying to get in tight to pass. Lee kind of looking for an arm drag. Oh, there he goes. Gets the arm drag and
Almost
ends up in
takes
the
the
top
back here.
position. And he's past the guard. Ulrich may turtle here, and that could be a big mistake. Yeah, I think this is the right play for him here is to retreat back to his side control maybe, rather than turtling. Maybe not retreat to flat back side control, but position himself on his side here.
Ulrich definitely looks comfortable. Doesn't look like he's at all,
He's not freaking out,
yeah,
that's for
not
sure.
freaking out that he's.
You see how
Again, got his
Lee
guard
keeps
passed.
his right hand stuck underneath the hip
Yeah,
there?
it's
That
a
stops any sort of
straight
guard
arm.
recovery in this direction. In order for Ulrich to recover his guard, he'll have to run completely the other direction, make like a 3/4 revolution, rather than a simple quarter revolution to recover his right knee to the inside and recover his guard. Lee looking to attack at the head with that left arm, maybe open up a Darce choke, possibly an anaconda, arm in guillotine. Or, if Ulrich did decide to turtle up, that'll open up an opportunity to spin towards the back like we saw with Bro. Nice, solid positioning here, inch by inch.
Yeah, definitely.
Attack from Lee.
Yeah, taking every inch he can.
And now he's going to
on
look
Ulrich.
maybe for the Darce here. So he brings that right arm out of the hip, keeps it near the hip.
I think he might try to set up to take the back here if he can get Ulrich to roll over a little bit more.
Yeah, the elbow's not in the position he wants it to be in for the Darce. Here's the back turn.
There you go. Now he's got that he's got that wrist trapped here. Maybe. Nope.
So Lee needs to get his chest under there. That saves the back take attempt there. I was going to say Lee needs to get his chest underneath the back so he can use his body to help position Ulrich, and that'll help expose that back into an untenable position for Ulrich. Lee top control, very, very solid right here. As Jean-Jacques Machado might say, inch by inch.
And that's a jiu-jitsu, definitely a game of inches. Get every possible inch you can to make up your guard, whether it's, any position. I mean, if you're struggling just to get your guard back from side control here, it's, you got to get that advantage. But Lee just really, basically have his hips glued to Ulrich.
Ulrich nearly recovered that half guard there for just a moment. So Ulrich using an interesting strategy to prevent the crossface, which keeps his hips in the game even though he's...
Like a prayer position here.
Yeah, he's keeping both his hands like framing against that crossface. Even though he's not really getting a lot going on with his hips, he's able to keep his head relatively safe here. Lee now starting to expose the back a little. I'd like to see him put his chest underneath the shoulder just a little more. See how he stays on top of the shoulder there with his weight on this side? That tells me that he's looking for more of a Kimura play. Now he starts to move to the back. That was more of a product of the reaction of Ulrich than Lee's on attack. But you see how Lee kind of keeps his body on the far side?
Yeah, he does.
That is indicative of more of a Kimura arm lock style attack rather than a back attack.
You don't necessarily see guys like Ulrich, turning away, exposing your back like that. It's typically not what you want to do, in this position.
Yeah, typically, but there's a lot of guys out there have a ton of success. And you see that really in MMA. Guys will show their back a lot more often because the back is such a tough position to finish from in mixed martial arts unless you're at a very, very high level with your attack. Having those gloves on makes the rear naked choke much more difficult. All right, now he may be thinking about switching to the back. So we might see him change his chest positioning just a bit.
I've seen Lee from his first match to now. We've seen a lot of different styles from him. We've seen a lot of leg lock attacks. We've seen a lot of different, opportunities from counters and against Esteban Martinez. I know he was doing more of the surviving, but we see a lot of different looks from Jacob Lee here.
Yeah, he's a very well-rounded player, which doesn't surprise me at all coming out of Richie's camp. I like that he's willing to ride this position a little bit until he gets the thing that he's
still plenty of
interested
time.
in.
4 minutes left.
He's not interested in jumping to a new position just because it's not as much going on as the crowd might want. All right, here we're going to see a bit of a back take attempt now. Again, I need to see that chest come down behind the back. Now the positioning starts to improve a little bit. We may see a truck attempt rather than a traditional back take. Yes, he's gonna go to the back actually here. The chest connection stays. Single hook control again. Strong overhook there by Lee with the right arm. We may see him move into a calf crush style play with his legs there. There's something that in the 10th Planet system we call the sneaky kamikaze, which is a crazy name for a calf crush that's done without using the hand to reinforce the lock.
Okay. Smiles on the face of Jeff Ulrich here.
Oh, we're going to the twister. Got it. Jacob Lee finished with a twister.
All right.
Wow. Jacob Lee, your 125-pound champion.
Gave himself $500 extra by finishing in regulation, too. He just won $2,000.
That's the first submission we saw all night from these guys. Yeah.
That's the twister music. Every time somebody gets a twister, this song comes on.
Oh, really?
No, I just made that up.
I believe you for a second. Congratulations, Jacob Lee, out of 10th Planet San Diego.
Finals, introducing first in the blue corner, Stephen Eakin.
Now, this is something I thought we wanted to avoid. I didn't know we
10th
wanted
Planet
to
on
see
10th Planet Crime.
Yeah, but hey, they made it to the finals. Adam Saknoff, man, he's looked really, really good in his first two matchups.
What you want to avoid
Very good.
is
he submitted two really high-level guys in his first two matches. Really high level.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sachnov is a beast.
Yes.
What you want to talking about having both guys, teammates, end up in the final. These guys are under the same banner, but they don't train together.
They don't train together, yes.
One guy's in San Diego,
both in
one guy's in
California.
San Mateo, San Francisco area. But that's a long drive apart.
Yeah, definitely
These guys
long
do
drive,
not
yeah.
see each other on the regular.
For sure. Yeah, on different
teammates
on
in
different
spirit,
spectrums
but
of
they're
the-
not teammates on the daily.
Yeah.
And so they're not going to understand each other's game. They're going to be familiar with each other's processes probably, but they're not going to know the intricacies of each other's game.
100%, yeah. Again, 10-minute matches. This is a 10-minute matchup here. We saw a lot of deep breaths from Aiken in his last match with Jimmy Lugo. Adam Saknoff got a quick submission.
Twice,
two quick submissions. So not so much fatigue for Adam, but who knows? I mean, anything could happen here. But 3 overtime rounds for sure if it does go into overtime.
10 on 10 crime. Family affair.
Did Eddie crown that 10 on 10 crime?
I don't know.
Well,
Just
'cause
sounds cool.
He does a lot of like in-house tournaments, for the EBI qualifiers. He does that, does those things, and then obviously you see potential matchups like this in the Invitational. But
Aiken with a little cartwheel pass.
I don't know if he wants to get comfortable here in Adam's.
I would
guard.
not.
Yeah,
No, I might. Well, here's the problem though. You're not going to get comfortable with Adam on
No.
top of you either. Adam working a
He wants to
nice,
take the back here.
steady arm drag, gets a sweep out of it. Adam is a bruising top player. He's already in on a head and arm choke. His arm in guillotine is very, very, very high level. He can grind here for a long time. But hey, Aiken has showed us that he can grind
yes,
forever
he can
if he has
survive,
to.
man. He can do it. He can survive with the best of them for sure. That match with Jimmy Lugo was amazing.
That was
yeah,
probably my favorite. Well, Chance Bro. I got to go with Chance Bro.
That was amazing too.
Yeah.
Heavy pressure here from Adam Saknoff.
Yeah. We saw Adam do this in his first round EBI matchup against Antunes out of Paragon. Very experienced black belt. And Adam was able to get into a top. He didn't make this exact position, but he was able to get into a top position against Antunes and grind him out with heavy pressure. Adam has a bruising crossface, as you might imagine a black belt of his size to have.
What sort of differences can you comment on as far as Adam Saknoff being a
You-
Propicos black belt and
Check this out. So you see how Adam can choke Aiken here, and he is choking him.
He
He's
is.
creating a tremendous
Yeah.
amount of pressure, and he can get the
almost
sub
like
right
a Von
here.
Flu.
It's the exact mechanism of a Von Flu. The only difference in this case is Adam's looking for the sub here, guys, and
He
he
is.
might get it.
He's close. Yeah, he's getting Aiken to scramble here.
Yes, and even if he doesn't finish it,
That's a lot of pressure.
he's going to get
a lot
another
of shoulder
look
pressure
at it.
here. From
It's a lot of shoulder pressure, but it's on the jawline, and that's why it didn't create the choke. And now you see Adam retreat his body back down. He's going to go for that again. He saw that he can get some big reactions out of Aiken. You'll see Adam retreat his body back a little more south, bringing his shoulder under the neck this time instead of the jawline, and he's
something
going to
that
go for that again.
Would you typically see from somebody that trains under Denny?
You know, I'm not as familiar with Denny's game. I don't know his game as intimately as I would know Adam's, just because I've seen Adam plays more of a style like I might play. Denny is a strong player, though.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's universally known for his heavy top pressure, though he is a strong top player. Adam is known as a very bruising top player.
Aiken been on much of the defensive here in this early time here.
Entirely defensive. Yeah. You can't defend a choke with your face, kids.
No, you don't want.
Keep that in mind.
Steven wants to be here at all. I can't technically see.
Adam got the choke.
Well,
Adam finishes all his opponents. Goes home with $3,000, guys.
His way to the finals and wins the finals. Adam Saknoff, your heavyweight Onnit Invitational champion. These matches caught me off guard a little bit. I thought we were going to see more finishes from the flyweights. But we saw more submissions in the heavyweights, man. Like, that was crazy. We saw Adam Saknoff submit every one of his opponents, one by one, making his way to the finals and winning by submission. We saw Jacob Lee having some super exciting matchups. You know, he had his first matchup. His first matchup of the night against Brock Kennedy. You know, the leg lock entanglement, the leg lock battle was there. But Jacob Lee scrambled through, made it to the second round, and then literally surviving with Esteban Martinez. I mean, the giant killer. I mean, I honestly would have loved to see that matchup again. Could have seen it in the finals easily. You know, I mean, I'm not going to say that Esteban Martinez lost. He lost in the rule set, you know, but Jacob Lee did what he had to do to win. You know, so congratulations to Jacob Lee. And then again,
strategy is a huge part of battle.
It definitely played into effect in the flyweights tonight. The heavyweights not so much. You know, maybe for Stephen Aiken a little bit, but you know, obviously it was neutralized from Adam Saknoff game. And then the super fights. I mean, the first matchup with Sergio and Nate Suarez. Like, I mean, those kids are just so talented. And Cora Seck, Laura Phillips, like those girls, like, I mean, so many high-level matches tonight. Chance Bro, 155-pound king right now, I think you could say. You know, submitting one of the best leg lockers in Texas. You know, I know Chance is in Louisiana, but Jordan Holly, one of the best leg lockers in Texas, submitting him with a calf crush. You know, I mean, Chance Bro, you're going to see him in these submission-only tournaments. You might even see him in EBI soon. I mean, he's that high level. I mean, you heard Cody No Love. Where is he at, by the way?
Cody was able to pick up right away.
He might get
the kind of guy.
You want to have a guy like that in your training camp. Man, what an amazing night of matches, of submissions. Saturday, December 2nd, we got the Onnit Invitational 6. We're going to have some female brackets this time. The ladies are going to put on a show. And then the day after, we got EBI 14. So Saturday, Onnit Invitational 6. Sunday, EBI 14. That's all happening here again in Austin, Texas, inside the Onnit Academy. Brandon McCatherine, this was so much fun again calling the matches with you.
I love doing it, man.
Cody Garbrandt, if you're listening, man, it was fun.
he had to run out and be a
celebrity.
celebrity.
He's a busy man. Undisputed UFC Bantamweight champion of the world. He's got a match with TJ Dillashaw coming up soon. I don't know the date exactly, but that's coming up. That's going to be a fun fight to watch. Again, what a list of matches. I was super excited. I mean, I knew the flyweights were going to bring the heat, you know, but these heavyweights, I think, stole the show.
Adam
they
Saknoff
really did, yeah.
Definitely stole the show.
Hell, I forgot about Lucas Valente. I mean, man, that guy, again, he's going to be on the lightweight EBI 13 card October 22nd at the Orpheum Theater in Los Angeles, California. That's happening very, very soon. So, submission of the night, maybe? I mean, he finished super fast. I don't know who had the fastest submission of the night, but man, so many great submissions. Very, very high-level jiu-jitsu. I mean, I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm happy to call the matches with you. Charlotte, what did you think of the matches?
It was a lot of beautiful jiu-jitsu.
Very beautiful.
Yeah, we had a lot of great leg attacks going on tonight, which I really enjoyed watching. Yeah, beautiful jiu-jitsu tonight.
And I mentioned on an Invitational 6, the ladies are going to be on the card. What do you think? You got a stake in that or what?
I think
Maybe
125. I think those girls
got
best
your name
watch
on
out.
it? Best watch out? All right. Well, guys, I mean, again, fun night of jiu-jitsu. Happy to be a part of it. Onnit.com/live if you want to watch it. If you've tuned in, we really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun, guys. Tune in for the next one. Again, that's Sunday, December 3rd, the day before, or Saturday, December 2nd, on an Invitational 6, Sunday, December 3rd, EBI 14. What else do we have, guys?
I think
what a
that's
night,
it.
man.
Just a big thank you to Onnit, to Aubrey, Curtis, Andrew. Everybody had a big part in putting this together. Great production team here.
Amazing.
Give a big shout out to all the guys behind the scenes here at Onnit.
A lot of work involved.
made all
Shout out
this
to
happen.
Orlando for making all this technical glory work. Man, it's been a lot of fun working with you. Michael Plaster. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of working pieces to make this happen. So, again, it's been a lot of fun doing this, guys. We're signing off. Much love for tuning in.
Thank you so much.
Good night, guys.
Much love.